All
That's the
right.
sound of all the excess spirits being shipped out of Duskfall.
We are live. Hello and welcome, guys, gals, non binary pals, to another session of what we're calling Candles in the Dark, which is our Blades in the Dark actual play with myself, some of my friends, and very special guest, John Harper. We should probably go around the horn and introduce ourselves again in something like disc order, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jordan. Tonight I will be playing the part of Beatrix Alexander, aka Gray. She's an older hound with her pet whippet, Mistral. And I school-marmed a ghost last week, so I'm interested to see what I'm going to do this week.
So are we. Andrew, do you want to introduce yourself since you're here?
I guess, yeah. My name's Andrew Away, and I'll be representing the city of Duskwall and waiting for my camera to refocus.
I'm Aaron. I am playing the part of Coraline Athanok. Her alias is Hook. She is a slide, and strangely out of, I guess, character for me, particularly as a player. I didn't murder a single person last session, and I'm 14 days kill sober, and I'd like to thank you all for that.
I would like to point out you also did not steal a boat.
There wasn't one to steal.
Should look out for those gravy boats. I am Jonathan. I'll be playing Mortimer tonight, aka Max, who is apparently a drug pushing leech of some sort. I don't know. It's the only thing I did last week was throw dust at people.
I am John, and I'm playing Harrington, the Lurk, the lovable rapscallion that everybody loves, even though he's kind of a jerk and sort of reckless and might need talking to about his behavior, possibly. I did not steal a boat last time, but I did steal a carriage. Not a goat-drawn carriage, but like a fancy horse-drawn carriage. To give our crew a little more extra coin, so maybe we can keep up. Oh, and we stole the music box too, the Ghost Lure, which was
and the book.
our
A spooky book.
Right. The Ghost Lure was like our mission, and then some people got a little creative in the museum and stole a cool occult book of some sort too, which we all then took turns researching.
I'm still assuming it's how to cult for dummies 101.
Some people obtained books. I obtained a spooky boyfriend.
Yep.
That's right.
And alibi.
Oh crap! Lucian Bowmore is his name. I wrote it down.
Yep.
And I put like stink lines over it.
My notes
Like
for
that.
Lucian are: into Coraline is a whisper, has whisper things planned.
Perfect.
Also, I've been challenged to make everyone have a devil's bargain, which is this person's just suddenly really into you.
We're halfway there.
Yeah.
They slip you a note that says prom Y/N.
And we had a bit of homework to do between sessions, because one of the things we missed in the gang gen was coming up with a faction that was somewhat cross with you for whatever reason, either known to you or unbeknownst to you. But somewhere along your rise to tier 0 power, you have you've created some enemies at the same time as you've created some friends.
Somewhere in our race from the bottom.
Zero's not the bottom.
I mean, non-existent is.
That's fair. We're above pond scum. So I didn't have access to the rules PDF at work because yay work internet. But I did find this cool. There's like a faction map, and you click one, and it shows you all the people they like and all the people they hate. and I just clicked on the spirit wardens and saw who they hated, and then kind of went from there. But um, so I saw the Unseen, the Weeping Lady, the Deathland Scavengers, and the Wraiths. I didn't know if any of those would be good for people who would be cross with us, but I figured Wraiths sounded good because it's ghosty, and we're not friends with ghosts. Excuse me.
The race, a mysterious crew of masked thieves and spies.
Mm.
Also, I think Jordan in Discord suggested the Path of Echoes,
Yes.
which is a mystery cult that borders on open rebellion against spirit laws.
Mm-hmm.
They revere the ancients and seek to gain knowledge from the past, including consorting with ghosts.
Oh yeah, those are super. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. I also suggested the Circle of Flame, a secret society of antiquarians and scholars cover for extortion, graft, vice, and murder.
Hey, they're not allowed to misuse antiquity. Only we are allowed to misuse antiquity.
That's right.
But if we wanted to go for like a less, I guess, kind of a less gimme faction pick, maybe the Lamp Blacks, because they're kind of like champions of the people.
I really like their backstory. Like,
Yeah.
used to be the lamplighters, and then electricity was invented.
Yeah.
So what the hell do you do now? Yeah.
I guess we can ask ourselves, like, I kind of got the feeling, we didn't really talk about this, I don't think, but I kind of got the feeling that our crew came together as part of this task force or strike team or whatever that the church and the empty vessel had like formed, and we all had compatible skills. Like our characters weren't necessarily like friends beforehand, or I think that's kind of open for interpretation. Maybe we were, maybe we weren't.
Yeah.
But if we were if we were together before we worked for the church, we could certainly have crossed another gang or something, just as our, being criminal types.
Yeah.
But if it's more like we came together as this team that they assign jobs to, maybe our negative faction is more related to our, like, the work we do for the empty vessel. Maybe, I don't know. It could go either way. Also, we could just pick the faction that sounds coolest to us and then explain why.
Oh, one of the reasons I suggested the Lamp Blacks was so every faction has like a quirk section. The leader of the Lamp Blacks is like a member of a secret society, Forgotten Gods, the Empty Vessel. So I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe we're not into that.
Why? Excuse me.
I mean, that could be interesting. Bajo he's a believer and supposedly in the same stuff we're supposed to be a part of, but we could be at odds for some reason.
But it also sounds like a lot of our attention seemed to be focused on aristocrats, so maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's also the Forgotten Gods. It's apparently cults that attempt to follow the old ways from before the cataclysm, doing the bidding of demons and darker things, which seems not super great.
No.
They would have a problem with people running around messing up occult business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure us being a borderline cult, like going up against a kind of hive of other cults, is kind of just a fun thing.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. And they like I always picture like the Circle of Flame is kind of like more the nobility side of that in a way. There's like richer people with a secret society with signet rings and like secret panels in their houses where they hide artifacts and things. And then the Forgotten Gods is like the kind of lower class version, usually, where they have like weird temples under the canals and that kind of thing. And then there's still overlap probably between those.
I also I also just kind of want to highlight. So, the crew of the party are known as the Seventh Tower, named after the abandoned watchtower in which they inhabit in 6 towers. Um, the Circle of Flame
Or at least near it.
have their headquarters within 6 towers, and
Yes.
the leadership of the Circle of Flame are known as the Seven.
I mean, if there was anything that was fate, I think it might be that.
I'm definitely down with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
I think for like the crew again, like we want to aim more towards the nobility because it's like, well, they think they're above this, and we're gonna prove that they're not.
Yep.
Yeah. And they probably, like a lot of them, outwardly support the Church of Ecstasy and
Yeah.
pay
Very
lip
pious.
service to the state, idea and stuff. And then in secret, they're actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's almost reminiscent of real life. The rich and
Almost.
wealthy paying lip service while subverting the goals and needs of the state and the many.
Yeah, I don't know where that idea came from. It's just it's a random
Stranger than right?
thought.
Stranger than nonfiction. All right.
So what do you want to start out with for our faction status with them, Andrew? I think we're
I mean, if we want to do like -2 in them and then +2 in the Spirit Wardens, I think that makes sense.
yeah, totally.
Works for me.
All right. Let me just put a note. -2.
Is this the only Blades game that's ever had a positive faction status with the Spirit Wardens? We might be the first group.
I mean, I'm glad that we get to show off sort of the like this feels like the other half of the equation to me somewhat. Like it's not quite the blue coats. Spoilers. Check out the upcoming expansion, Blue Coats.
Yes, which will also have Spirit Wardens and Inspectors in it. So there will be a somewhat more mechanized form of what we're doing here, possibly.
Wait, like robots? No. Not.
Well, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
This is important.
I mean, listen, if you want me to hit you some level 4 harm so you can come back as a hull, I know a guy.
I'm not sure how long that hull would function with the anti-ghost in the party.
One stern look from Beatrix, and the hull just shuts down.
Yeah.
I'm here to help. You're here to go to your room.
All right. So I think the first sort of scene we get, Coraline, what's your living arrangement look like?
I would say probably nothing like overly fancy, just kind of a nondescript, like a condo or part of like a house she shares, some sort of like rented living space, and it's pretty sparsely populated.
Okay.
Furnished rather. She probably tries to be tidy with the little that she does own. She doesn't have much in the way of like variety in dress, but it's relatively well made and well kept, and her living space is pretty clean.
Okay. And one of the things you did previously was meet with Lucian and sort of use him to talk to the cops and smooth things over. And yeah, because the cops came by and kind of rustled him a little bit in front of his. I'm thinking it's like an aunt and uncle that he's currently living with. And so this invite appears. However, you get mail. I'm thinking like under the door or similar.
Probably, yeah.
But it's just Beatrix. I simply must have your attendance at this formal ball I'm throwing. Feel free to bring a few friends, but tasteful guests, and discretion is always valued.
Yes. Okay,
Drinks
just
and
for the record, Beatrix is Jordan's character. Did I just
fuck,
get
sorry.
like
Nope.
some real
we,
shitty
we,
pickup
we,
move?
we made the joke that, Beatrix shot him a kiss while he
Yeah.
walked away.
Sorry, Coraline.
It just works really well.
Please double check your addresses.
Yeah. He's much smoother than Andrew is.
Yeah, Beatrix gets another letter, but it's addressed to Coraline.
Yeah. You didn't read mine, did you? No, and you just swap them over real quick. Okay, so we basically just got invited to a fancy thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's one of the things he's promising is just a night of spectacle and entertainment.
Does it say where I assume it says where the party is.
Yeah, it's at like he's calling it his manor.
Mm-hmm, of course. His last name's attached to it, so it's totally his too.
Right.
Obviously.
Is this like the main Bowmore family estate in White Crown, or is it like a offshoot place?
I think it's like one of the side families. I think his parents might be the main Bowmores, but he's sort of the like the layabout fuck up son.
Maybe it's the Dowager House.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's like the idle rich son, and his parents have sent him off to live with Auntie to get his life together.
Okay.
And remind us, Andrew, we like I feel like we know that he's a whisperer because for some reason, but I can't remember if that was obvious or if it was like.
So it was a devil's bargain, and the terms that were agreed to was he's a whisperer of like not inconsiderable power, and I think I'm gonna leave that up to whether or not you have clued in on that or not. I'm guessing Coraline might have some sort of like window into that since she spent the most time with him, and he's not shy about it.
Oh no, I'm sure he's probably used to using his various abilities and family name and money and face to to try to win over ladies all the time. So
try to understand. He's a magic man.
Yeah, I think so. It's obvious to Coraline, but Harrington definitely doesn't know,
right.
or didn't. He wasn't even there. I don't think he picked up on that at all, unless Coraline gives us like the lowdown if we have like a meeting or something. But yeah, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, I think what she would probably do is get everybody together and say, I'm not sure if this is a job yet, but do you want to go to a fancy party and have good food at this boy's house who likes me and might also be some sort of wizard?
I missed everything like before the last few clauses, but that's fine. They said fancy party. That sounds cool.
Well, here's a consideration. I don't know how many of you are going to fit in with the crowd from the word go.
I feel like that's a specific person.
But I mean, yeah.
Are you saying that our tier 0 scruffy selves can't just waltz into a like upper echelon party and blend in?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Well, I guess we'll probably need to go shopping. Clothes are good.
I wasn't paying attention to the video. Was that shopping?
We'll make sure that you have special pockets in your jacket for whatever weird powders and essences it is that you deal in.
Well, so I mean, do we want to do like the establishing sort of build up where there's like, a shopping scene or getting hired on, or it? Well, I mean, one, is this a score that we're interested in doing? And then two, like,
Yes.
is the setup something that we're interested in prosecuting, or is that just going to be the engagement role?
You could probably do it like teen movie montage where like, we're all standing there as one person comes out with like 15 different outfits on, and then we're like, yes, and then one of them's like, I'm a caveman, and everyone's like, no. But I feel like the clothes purchasing and stuff could probably be montaged and done as part of the setup, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, do we have we got 6 coin, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Two in the vault, and then one for everyone.
we each have 1, yeah.
Yes.
So we could drop a coin on like acquire asset and just like roll up some party clothes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think we sort of hinted that we had done in the previous score, where you guys were saying you were wearing like passable clothes that, as long as they weren't scrutinized, they kind of looked okay.
Yeah.
I think that was mostly Maximilian and oh no, I already forgot his fake name.
Harrington or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what was I was
Harrison.
Harrison Cartwright or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harrison gotta go.
Gotta go
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, so one of the parts of the slide, I guess, equipment loadout is just by default I have something that doesn't count against my load, and it's
Yep.
fine clothes and jewelry. So that's why I figured her normal setup is reasonably ostentatious, but like tastefully so.
Edgar's stuff is always baller.
I also just want to point out that apparently, just under the radar, Jordan wrote The Fresh Prince of Beaumont.
Oh my god.
He
Of
said
course.
he sent to live with his uncle because he
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Aunt needs to be named Viv, the uncle needs to be named Phil, needs to be a shitty cousin, and Jeffrey, I believe, is the name of the butler now.
I mean, why fight it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we have to. So maybe we should talk about like our MO here. So we've got Coraline, who can blend in. She's got fancy outfits because she's a slide and she can do that. I would be willing to go as her like footman. Yeah, I think my normal clothes are like enough to like kind of blend in as a servant.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys generally like go in as guests as well, right? The two of you.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking better. Servant,
I was kind of thinking as like a security personnel.
Yeah, right. So you can have your weapons kind of and be like, I'm the bodyguard or whatever.
And when they tell me to like hand them over, I'll just stare at them and be like, no.
Yeah, that's cool. No, yeah, that makes sense.
Wait, are you all coming as my staff?
I guess so. You're
Sounds
the one that
awesome.
got invited, really.
I've always been the hired muscle on this. It's just so different for me.
Welcome to the joys of being the party face.
Yeah.
Kind of great.
I'll be downstairs. You'll be upstairs.
Yes.
Jordan's your bodyguard, and Mortimer. What's your role, Mortimer? How do you?
Well, like I had really thought about like being a footman and stuff like that. Like he would know how to do like butlery tasks.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I don't know. Even take care of the horses, I guess. Groomsmen.
We can pretend like we arrived in a carriage, even though we totally didn't. We sold the nice carriage we had for money instead of keeping it. We really should have kept it.
I don't know if that would have worked
Days.
because it was theirs.
That's true. It's a Bowmore. The Bowmore livery and stuff I had, yeah.
We just mount it upside down on the carriage. No, it's totally not y'all.
No, we're part of like this part this far away in the tree, like just.
We're the Immorwab family. You can see right there. It
We're
says-
the Morbos. I mean, it's very similar.
All right.
I mean, that feels like a decent general strategy. Mortimer and I are the help.
Mhm.
Beatrix is the bodyguard, and Coraline is the fancy lady.
So what exactly are we hoping to get out of this, like long term, or that's practically? I'm super down for like a party scene. I just want to know what
I'm
are
thinking we need to like creep around the house and look for like blasphemous
Yeah.
stuff or occult artifacts
Yeah.
or like that kind of thing so we can like report to the
Yeah, I mean
our-
he
our
is a
handler or
whisperer,
whatever.
So
Right. Yeah. So Coraline, did you in our little quick meeting there,
hmm
what did you tell us about Lucy and Beaumont? Like what do we know from your point of view?
So I think she'll probably tell y'all that he sort of vouched for her a little bit to the cops. Also, I went and talked to the cops. I don't know if I told y'all that. I went and talked to them. So,
You did what now?
oh no, it's fine. Like, it's a whole thing. I had, what do you call, sorry, I don't have to pretend that I wasn't a lawyer because you all know me. I told him I had an alibi and he backed me up, and it seemed to help push the suspicion away from myself and those I associate with, which is you all. And anyway, I'm not sure if he's my boyfriend or not, but I'm just going to call him that to make it easy. My boyfriend's a wizard, and where there's a wizard, there's probably crime, like spirit crime, and we should put him in the ground, metaphorically.
I like how he vouched for you to the police, so we're gonna go turn him in to the police.
Wizards may be useful, but they should not be left to roam free.
You have a really complicated inner life, don't you?
I prefer to keep my business life and my personal life separate. I don't
Noted.
ask you about your powder shit on the side, although, if things go south, I may need to have a powder source. We'll talk after. It'll be fine.
All right.
I kind of give you a long look, like trying to get a read on how into this noble kid you are.
Yeah.
Like, is like I'm thinking ahead, like, is this going to be a problem?
Yeah.
How strong is the boyfriend status here?
6 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
Okay, all right. You're not keeping that hidden. You're
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He's
think
cute, but he's a
I think
wizard.
I tune out. Like I start I light up a pipe and I like go thinking on what I'm gonna bring for the mission, because I just hear her like fawning over her maybe boyfriend.
I love hard ass Beatrix. Just like the image of a lady with a pipe and like polishing her guns.
Yeah.
Well, you're like
It's very
whippet.
strong.
Well, your whippet is just like sitting
Yeah.
statue still, staring at nothing.
Nothing that we can see.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Mistral is like occasionally twitching an ear in Coraline's direction or Hook's direction. Just kind of like, oh, she's still talking.
That happens. Just kind of a lot.
all right. So I saw a bit of desire from the chat to do a shopping scene.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
All right, Coraline, because it sounds like your outfit is the one that matters most.
Apparently.
You're the belle of the ball.
Oh God.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Oh wait. What am I doing?
I mean, do you want to do the shopping scene? Because I think it sounds like you're at the center of it.
Doll up, doll up, doll up.
Do you want
Yeah,
to tell us about your fancy gown?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think what she does is she, in order to get into character, she brings you all with her and makes you carry all the bags and
Oh God.
has you stand there nice and still while you're measured for your suits and dresses. And Gray, would you prefer like a dress or like some sort of like kind of smart not businessy, bodyguardy, capable like pantsuit sort of thing, or what's your preference?
I'm gonna go in a suit.
Cool.
Are dresses a thing in this setting? Because one of the inspirations for uh, Duskfall, in like called out specifically, is Dishonored, and one of the coolest things about that universe is every single woman in that universe is wearing pants.
It's true.
No, you say that, and it's like, oh yeah, that is completely true. Yeah, that is
Maids
cool.
on up to queens are wearing pants. It's
Yep.
fantastic.
Except for Coraline.
But you can have. It's totally fine to have dresses in Duskwall. Yes.
Yeah.
that is
Dresses may
awesome.
not be a thing.
Well, I mean,
but
we
Coraline
get to
has a
define
dress. Yeah,
the world, so
Yeah.
I'm just. So yeah, gowns are definitely a thing.
I think it's one of those things where like it's fancy enough, expensive enough fabric to it's almost a show of wealth in itself that you can drop this much money on a thing that as you walk is getting dirty in the dust that like other people have to live in, and like you just can't be bothered to care.
So how much coin are you dropping?
Well, I mean, I've already got my fine stuff, but can
Okay.
I upgrade it for a coin?
I mean, yeah, if you
So,
want to, and
Turbo
we'll just
fine.
yeah, I'm good to
Okay.
bump something up. Too.
Ooh, exquisite.
Yeah.
Or you can do that.
Yeah. So, I think what she's gonna buy is like this. It's this super long, like flowy, like this really kind of deep blue ball gown thing with like a train on it, and like super low cut. And she's gonna have some big fancy necklace on, and she's gonna get them to put some gold powder on like her neck fins, and there's gonna be a gem like right in the middle of the necklace that like really brings out the goat eyes. Uh, really brings out the goat in her eyes. But I think the goal is like for when she walks into the room that uh like eyes definitely come to her, but um she's this mysterious person, so maybe people are too intimidated to like come up to her until she decides to grace you with her presence.
Plus her
Mysterious.
mean
So-
mugging bodyguard next to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say she's mysterious till she opens her mouth.
Do you have a cover for Coraline? Are you pretending to be a certain like noble family, or are you a mysterious stranger or something?
Well, so her family back in what's the name of the island she's from? The
Is-
Tycheros.
Tycheros, yeah.
Yeah.
Her family back in Tycheros was actually made up of like politicians and orators and like high and powerful lawyers. So if anybody were to bother to look into it, it would like, check out. But, people probably don't want to ask too many questions about the demon lady who walked into the ball.
At the same time, like the dude's a spooky wizard. Some of his friends are gonna be probably into that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's true.
One that has that whole thing of you're from somewhere else, which is always a big bonus mysterious wise.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, and like at least partially of something else.
Yeah.
Does anyone have? Could we like drop a gather information real quick? I don't. I have more underworld contacts, but I was just wondering if we could maybe find out like this whisperer met a Tycherosi demon-blooded lady, and then very shortly thereafter is holding this event, and it just crossed Harrington's mind like. Are we walking into something here? Like, did he all like talk to his wizard friends and be like, "Hey, everyone, come to my party. There's going to be a real Tycherosi here." Like, I kind of want to maybe get a read on, like, do we know any rumors or something?
Yeah.
I could try the underworld, but I feel like this is more of a like upper class thing.
Yeah,
So-
Max might be able to find out like servants gossip.
Oh, that'd be good.
Who were in the room when more important people were talking about this.
In the room when it happened.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I also, one of my contacts is a prostitute, and maybe she is one of those, ones who is, people have conversations around her without kind of regarding her as somebody who can give a shit about this information because they don't think of her as like brains or ears
Or human.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
person thing.
Hmm.
but whichever way y'all want to do it, the hired help thing definitely works.
So Mortimer, you definitely like. There's some gossip that you're definitely able to find pretty easily, and it's one. There's a pretty good shouting match at this Bowmore side estate. As sort of like the inspector left, apparently satisfied with the answers that they were given, but yeah, there was a bit of a shouting match, and Lucian sort of stormed off just a little angry. Um, Apparently came back from a meeting with this new mysterious friend feeling at least somewhat better about things.
All right. I don't really think that bolsters your theory there, but I don't know. Seems like he actually likes you. That's weird.
Wow, wow.
I meant
No,
like
no,
an
no.
upper class kind of way admitting to it, not you're a perfectly lovely lady, Beatrice.
Let's get all the negging out before the mission starts.
I think as like Maximilian like says that, like Beatrix's hand flies up to her chest and is like, oof.
Well, and like I definitely think like Max is like, oh shit, did I just say that to the lady? Oh crap.
That's a shot I wouldn't take.
Who do you know, or who did you talk to get that info, John?
I think it's gonna be like the groomsmen at the Memoir Estate.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else have a question for some info?
Okay. My prostitute contact probably spends some time in places where people sleep, and they like to keep valuable things where they sleep. Can I maybe take her out for drinks and see if she knows of anything or has heard of anything particularly promising in this house?
Sure. That seems reasonable. Let's see what a consort does here. 'Cause
Oof, okay.
That sounds what this is like.
Yep. Boop, boop.
I need to stop looking at Beatrix's sheet.
Okay. How about Devil's Bargain? She likes me now.
I mean, Devil's Bargain. It didn't happen at the Bowmore estate because you don't bring the prostitutes to your place. You go to theirs.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's how a scandal happens.
You need to upgrade to a courtesan.
4?
Okay. So that was a note of the Devil's Bargain then.
Yeah.
Okay. She had to be out of the house by a certain hour, and it was actually like the last time she went was about 6 weeks ago, and it was a surprisingly like early period of time when she was kicked out. Like probably just after like within a couple hours of dinner, sort of thing.
Okay.
It was if the world in which Duskfall exists had a sun that like functioned like ours does still, it would have just been like before dusk.
Okay.
But yeah, and it was like very important that she be gone by then.
So we shouldn't hang out until after, or definitely leave before. One of the two.
And like 6 weeks is like seems relevant there.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Sounds like we may have a decent target here who's into some shit.
Cool.
It's true. It's true.
Do we want to move to the engagement roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So to me,
We can keep our mysterious handler mysterious a little longer. like one of us, like maybe I'll like slip away and come back and be like, okay, like we're good to go, but we haven't seen yet like how we get our work and who approves our stuff yet. It's like kind of happens off screen.
You staple a piece of paper to a tree and you come back 4 hours later and it says approved on it and you're like, got it.
Yeah, I have to mark the bench with a piece of chalk and then yeah, all that.
I love Dead's Drop stuff like that. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
This seems social.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I would say.
we're not outright deceiving to get in. Like, there is some deception, but generally we're working our social connection. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Yep.
I mean, the detail seems pretty plainly obvious here.
Your boyfriend.
She's gonna elbow you when you do that.
I think that just confirms the hit.
Uh-huh.
Methinks she doth, etc.
Exactly.
All right.
Glassy in here.
So we begin with 1 die for sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
I mean, usually yes, but this is a little borderline, I think. I think we're we're not playing it safe exactly, but we're also not like coming in and being like, I'm the queen of Tycheros, you know, and like making it like this really bold move.
Yeah.
I'm here to inspect all of your treasures.
I mean, I guess that's kind of up to you, Aaron, like how Coraline is going to play it. If it is bold or daring, it's probably on you to carry that, right?
Make it so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the current plan, as far as Coraline has sussed it out, is basically like, okay, so we're gonna walk through the front door and then question mark.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, figure it out.
Well, like the impression I get is we're kind of like the cop who's like, "Oh, can I come inside?" And just gonna look around. Do you see anything stupid just floating around there? Maybe open a door for a bedroom or something. But like, I don't think we're like planning on interrogating the underbutler or something.
We can't plan for ghost butlers, but if there are ghost butlers, we can adapt to that when the time comes. And by adapt to that, we mean Gray is going to load her ectoplasm ammo, and we're going to walk outside for a moment.
Yeah. And we can win people's confidence and, you know, maybe create connections for the next ritual meeting or, you know, that whatever.
Yeah.
I can see bold or daring if Hook really wants to push the like he's my boyfriend angle.
Oh yeah.
Because his introductory scene last time was like 4 women fawning over him and Hook just being like, "No, you are mine."
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
It would be suspicious if I didn't keep true to my initial introduction with him, I think. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Get in, look around, question mark, profit.
Yes,
Right.
basically.
Yeah. It can't be contingent on many factors because we don't know what they are.
The variables are literally
door.
infinite.
Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
The heart. The heart and or groin.
I mean, if you asked him, I don't think so. There we go.
I almost aspirated monster. That was awesome.
Do they have special defenses or particular preparation? I don't think so either. Are friends or contacts providing aid or insight?
I mean, we got some insight from the hired help and from Nerix, my friend.
Yeah.
Cool. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Yes. Spoilers.
Oh shit. Okay. So that's 2. We're down to 2.
I think it was yes to both of those. So still at 3? Or no, it's still 2.
We went up to 3 and down to
Okay.
2, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider? Maybe a lower tier target gives you +1 die there, not lower tier than you. Maybe a higher tier target gives you -1. I don't think so, and I don't think there's anything specifically going on in the district that makes it more or less tricky, other than it is definitely it's definitely happening in White Crown, and that just makes stuff tricky to begin with. But
it is in White Crown. Okay. Yeah.
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 But at the same time, I mean, I imagine most of the jobs you've pulled thus far have been in White Crown. Like, it's
probably like Brightstone and White Crown, probably
yeah,
primarily, and maybe 6 Towers. I don't know how many jobs we've done before now. Probably not a lot, but
yeah,
I would say White Crown. Like as we're going across Bowmore Bridge, the family's
yeah,
giant edifice to their wealth and power that we're going to fuck with.
yeah.
I think Harrington would like look at Beatrix and her guns and kind of give that little like side eye, like be cool. we're going into the really nasty, like most secure area, so
I was still smoking my pipe. I like raise an eyebrow at him, and I keep like looking over my guns and stuff, like doing one final check before we head in.
That doesn't reassure me.
I mean, how common in White Crown are people as loaded for bear as Gray is? He asked, loading a question.
Oh, I see. No,
Be shot at.
normally they're very light, but Gray is wearing like 3 people's worth of guns.
See, the best part here is it sucks either way for you.
Yeah, no.
I think part of it is because she's Tikaracy. She needs more protection than the average Akaracy noble.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. And you are like you're projecting the image of a bodyguard, so it's like showing your weapons makes some kind of sense in a way,
Right.
as a deterrent. As long as the fancy cavalry mounted blue coats and stuff here like read bodyguard off of you and not
Right.
murderer.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I really have that's obvious are like the pistols at my side, maybe my rifle, but like other than that, I'm
Just
wearing
the pistols and the rifle.
Yeah.
Just the pistols and my rifle. But like I have
What I liked was maybe the
dark
rifle.
suit, not like an amazing waistcoat, but like it's got like a red brocade sort of thing. I've got like a kind of a red and silver thing going on, because I was thinking because she's a devout follower of like ecstasy of the flesh, like she really reveres blood, like because it's about the body, not the spirit.
Nice.
And then silver, being anti-supernatural.
Okay.
That's cool. I like that.
Did Gray ever serve, like in a military role, like in
I think so, yeah.
the Civil War 2 years ago?
Probably, yeah. Like, it's like serving and then like pest control. I've definitely used guns for a really long time.
Okay. Cool. Just this
Nice. Well,
prosthetic.
in that case, I think the tenor of that little exchange is a little more like jovial. It's less like
Right.
I'm really worried about you, and it's more like like I'm not actually worried about you because you're way more of a professional. So
Yeah.
Gray, I'm worried about you. What if they have 2 tanks?
Be more worried about them.
You're locked in here with me.
Yes.
that's right.
And I think there's a really long like oneer as you go across Bowmore Bridge, and like maybe if it's even like following whatever like transport you're using to cross the bridge, and we see like Bowmore Bridge and these just like block gaudy letters along the side of it.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any fancy means of getting there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do we spend a coin from the guild bank and basically get like the XL Uber to bring us to the party?
We could, yeah. Like we could drop a coin and get a very, very fancy ride for an evening.
Yep.
If you guys want to splurge.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's like walking very stately across this like,
Yeah.
several mile long bridge.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we
45
have a
minute
lot to save up for this campaign anyway, since it's so short.
True.
Falling out of control over here.
Just blow it. Let's blow that money.
Treat the crew like a rent, like a stolen car.
We're still in coach.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, sure. Let's do
All right.
it.
Yeah.
So we'll say it sounds like 2 dice.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Does anyone feel particularly fortunate? Do we want to split them up?
Shit, I'll do it.
I think Aaron should roll. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
you're making the entrance, right?
It's her party. You can crash. She wants
Got a
to.
5.
Oh, dang.
5.
It's not bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I
There's
mean,
a
it's.
fortune.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a fortune roll in the sheet itself.
Yeah, under your friends.
Your shady friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But
Oh.
Yeah, the sheet is so fancy.
it's
Yeah.
it's so good.
I feel
Yeah.
like we
Yeah.
just keep
Nice.
adding shit.
I know. It's amazing.
It's probably my favorite sheet built into Roll20.
I mean, I'm very biased, obviously, but it's really impressive.
It always amazes me how some of the best tools for RPG stuff are things that people just put together because they wanted to.
Hmm.
I'm tired of dealing with this bad thing. I will make a
Yeah.
good thing to replace it.
Well, and like Shadowrun's had computerized character generators since the 90s, and
Yeah.
they've all been like decent. So I'm like,
Mhm.
And it still takes 6 hours.
that's why you have a computer program to do it.
Yeah. So we get a scene. I'm assuming, and feel free to tell me where you actually are. But I'm imagining like Gray is posted up by one of the doors, just looking dead forward, like almost unblinking. I imagine Coraline is sort of talking to a dozen people, but really, like, we get like some really meaningful like camera positioning with like your face and Lucine's face in like the same spot in center of frame, sort of implying you're looking at each other. And Harrington, how accustomed are you to liquor, and how adept are you at finding Leviathan blood?
A lot and a lot.
Okay. I'm not sure what sense is best attuned to it, but like you can smell it.
You can probably smell it. I did take a dot in attune, actually.
Okay.
So I could, yeah, I could potentially have a little bit of a woogie feeling as well.
I hear the blood.
It's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there might be like
And-
like a hint of whale song or something when we see.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Oh well, whale we say, but it's
Yeah.
not that at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And the last thing we saw him do on camera last session was inject himself with Leviathan blood.
Mhm.
So
His
I think
last vial.
his very last vial, his back tattoo, the Leviathan blood ink tattoo, I think maybe also will like wriggle a bit under his skin, and that's
Or, like
another
we
kind
see
of
a little bit like across the neck or something.
Yeah, he adjusts the cravat that Coraline made him wear as her footman, and you can see it like squirm, the tentacle squirm there under his skin, and he like picks it up to cover it.
Yeah. There's definitely some in this room.
Now, am I in the main hall where the party is, or am I downstairs
Wherever
with
you
the
want to be.
servants? I think I would probably break away. Like maybe Max and I both would like go downstairs, while the other two are like mingling with the fancy guests, because we probably wouldn't have much to do there. So
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, like, there are servants in the ballroom from, like, the host, right?
yeah,
It'd be super weird for us to be there.
it's kind of hanging around.
Yeah.
I mean, the driver's got to eat, so
Yeah, we got this super fancy carriage, probably with horses and not goats, and I would go through the motions of like getting a stable boy or something to water them and do that kind of business and then go into the kitchen and like poke around and try to steal a leg of goat off a fire or something.
That's definitely where it smells strongest.
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
Really?
They're definitely doing something with blood in and around this area.
Oh shit. So I'm about to like bite into this leg of goat.
Yeah.
That while the like cook has his back turned, and as I start to do that, I lock eyes with Max, and I kind of like set it down really slowly, and I give him this look of like, I don't know if we've established a thing, but I give the look of magical shit.
I think you just do spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers, yeah, exactly.
Only spirit wardens get to do the spirit fingers.
And I kind of maybe give him one of these and try to feel, where it's coming from. Can I attune to do that?
Absolutely,
is that
yes.
Possible?
Yeah.
All right.
I will let you make this desperate great if you're like leaning on your addiction.
Oh, I'm doing that. Yeah, for sure.
Enjoy the XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plan ruiner.
And I mean, devil's bargain is you have like you find like the next time you find some is like you're going for it, right?
I need to shoot up.
Yeah.
I will also take that. Okay, attune, desperate.
Plates in the black pudding, you fucker.
One bonus die.
Yes.
Yep.
We're still the 6.6th tower apparently.
6, y'all. Didn't even need that devil's bargain. Didn't even need it.
No.
But you took it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Oh, no.
they've got like a pot, like a big sort of soup pot that they're mulling wine in.
Mm-hmm.
And every so often you see like the chef just like add a couple drops and then just put the vial back into an interior pocket.
It's on his person. Okay.
This is some hokey wizard bullshit.
Well, I'm a bit of a pickpocket,
Mm-hmm.
and since I took that devil's bargain, I think I'm gonna do the visiting servant thing. I think this even happens in Gosford Park, where like Clive Owen is like roaming around downstairs annoying everybody, getting into stuff, taking little bits of food and drink and things. So I'm gonna try to misdirect as if I'm trying to get a little cup of the mulled wine, but instead I'm gonna give him the little bump and grab and just pull that vial out. Can you help with this? I have 2 dice in finesse, Max, but I would appreciate an assistance anyway, because this could be
I'm
bad.
basically going to just distract the cook by like asking him what something in the opposite direction is. It's like, oh, is this like actual mint? Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Where's that from?
Awesome. All right. This seems risky.
Yeah, risky.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
Okay. And a bonus die from Mortimer.
Yeah,
okay.
that's 1 stress for Jonathan.
Got
That's 3 dice, which is pretty good. I would rather not be caught right at this moment in our operation here, if we can help it.
The beginning.
Oh.
And what I'm trying to do with this sort of bump pass is exit. I'm not trying to like hang around with it. I'm trying to be like, fine. I won't have your wine, and like put the cup down dramatically and leave the room with Mortimer, so we can. Well, so I can shoot up. I don't know if Mortimer. If I can leave alone, that'd be great. So I can shoot up. But if Mortimer is coming, then that's a different thing. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Ooh, the 6s have come to an end.
Yeah. I mean, it
5.
wasn't desperate.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think that's why.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you get the vial.
Okay.
Let's see. Do you get the exit? Or do you just bump straight into someone else? Like you've got the vial put away, and then you just like walk straight into like a security person who's probably gonna like, what the hell are you doing in here? And like, get the hell out. I think that's the thing.
I thought you were gonna say the maid from last week.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's much better.
You said she was gonna quit.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, no. You bump straight into Cassie.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, she has a
no.
name.
She has a name, yes.
Cassie.
You thank you so much for that, Jordan. That was a gift.
All right. As soon as Max sees who it is, he just like turns around and leaves. Nope.
I want to make it slightly worse, where Max sees Cassie first. I'm distracted.
Yep.
I actually have the vial out, and I'm like screwing a needle onto the end of it, and not paying attention. And then I'm like, Cassie, and I've just got it behind my back, like really awkwardly.
And she doesn't remember your name because she's been hypnotized. Oh my god! And like she's gonna like hug you. She's like, I've got your coat. Like, I need to know your address so I can like bring it to you later. And oh my god, I'm Cassie. It's so good to like see you again. And
awkward one-armed hug, and then I like switch the vial around and like, oh, that old thing. That's no. I mean, you should. I have a new employer now. So I won't be wearing that old livery. What are you? Why are you here tonight?
I'm just here to see if the Bowmores were hiring. I had to leave the previous employer. There's a bit of trouble at the estate. I'm not sure if you're aware.
No. What estate?
I didn't even name them. They should probably have a name. She says their name because she knows.
Yeah. So I say what estate, and then I try to read her brief, like,
okay,
to see if she, like, basically I want to see how confused she is about what happened.
Okay.
Because I don't think I really know.
She's.
Oh, that's a good point. You left the room.
Yeah.
Like, horse-driven carriages could drive through the gaps in her memory.
Okay. All right.
At least at this point. Because there is an expiration date on the mesmerism.
There is. There certainly is. Aaron, do I know that Coraline can do this, or is that a secret power?
I'm not sure if she is fully aware that she can do it.
Okay, then I don't know. Definitely don't know.
Like, I think she feels like she's just like super convincing, and everybody's like, "Oh no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, cool."
Okay.
All right.
Maybe that demon heritage is really a thing.
We can cut if you want, Andrew. I have an idea, but I've done a few rolls here, so I can.
Yeah. Let's head upstairs. Gray, are you up to anything, or are we gonna get straight to the again the belle of the ball?
No, I'm just shadowing Hook. Probably just. I guess I'm surveying the room as I follow after her.
Okay. So you want to see if there's anything noteworthy?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see what you see. I think this is controlled. I don't really see this going
right
super poorly. You're actually. How much time have you spent bodyguarding?
It's probably one of the many things that I've done. I'm like in my 40s or 50s. I've done a bunch of things. So
okay.
I would say I've bodyguarded at one point.
Okay. I think I just
economy.
I think I just give this to you, yeah. So I mean, you've been keeping an eye on people in the room, and Lucian's been drinking from his cup, but he hasn't had a refill since you got in.
Yeah.
But like he's actually drinking from his cup. Like it's not emptying or something.
Right.
And it definitely seems like spooky doings that you should be aware of. everyone else, like there's there's servants walking around refilling cups. No one sees the bottom of their goblet or wine glass or whatever it is, except him.
I'm probably gonna remark about it quietly to Hook. Kind of, point him out in the crowd. Kind of like, oh, like there's your conquest. That's what it looks like. I'm helping her find him in the crowd, but like I'm actually saying his cup isn't emptying. It keeps refilling itself.
Perhaps I can make off with it and partake of a drink. Let's go. Does she have any like people gathered around her, or is like anybody trying to start up a conversation with her?
Absolutely.
Andrew? Okay.
Or so I think you can make a graceful exit. But if you'd like to, like, yeah, I don't know. If you want to do something fancy here, I think the role is going to be more approaching him.
Yeah, I think she's going to, use all of the experience she has from kind of back in her old life with, rubbing elbows with the hoity-toity people and kind of trying to find a smooth segue to, I simply must go thank the host for his hospitality and just for the lovely, the lovely food and just let him know how much an outsider like me appreciates being shown courtesy and the ways of your people.
I'm all exotic and foreign and strange. Everything
Yeah,
here is so
the bodyguard
beautiful.
takes offense.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna do some like overly elaborate kind of curtsy thing in like some form of it that's only popular over in Tycheros. So people are like, what the fuck is she doing for a good like 4 or 5 seconds? And by that point she's already gone.
Okay. Sure.
And I think she's gonna head over to Lucian and I think she's gonna like come up. How many people are around him?
I mean, it's going to be like probably close to a dozen.
Okay, are they all just like the same kind of ladies who were hanging around him before, or
It's a mix, men and ladies, and it's going to be like they're hanging on his every word.
Okay, I think she's going to go up. I was originally planning on having her like just hang out next to him, but no, she's not doing that. I think she's gonna go up, maybe like briefly wrap her arms around him, like kiss him on the chin, and then try to do like a quick spin and like grab his cup and try to take a sip out of it.
Awesome. That sounds like a desperate sway, if ever I've heard one.
Okay.
Gray leaves the room.
There's our bold and daring entrance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The bodyguard quits.
Okay, so sway, what risky, desperate, what was it?
Desperate. This is a
Okay.
desperate sway. The words, the actions you just described.
Oh yeah, no, it can go terribly. Absolutely. Okay. Standard or
This would be great effect, yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Jordan, do you want to help somehow?
I had an idea if you were politely excusing yourselves to go talk to him, but for this, I have nothing.
It's probably like something that Gray probably wasn't even prepared for.
No.
Okay. Then I'm gonna push myself
Okay.
and take an extra die.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
I mean, you get it.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
4.
still on myself, aren't I?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you get it somehow. You get it, and then something goes wrong.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, like, you grab him, you do, like, a dip. You reach for his goblet, and I think your hand just passes straight through the thing.
Okay.
And like some wine actually like splashes to the floor.
My apologies for the mess. I'm a little bit clumsy today.
Actually, I think it's on the floor and also on him.
Oh, great.
That's
Um,
that's more of a consequence.
Yeah. I think she's going to like have this completely. She's going to look completely aghast, and then like almost without missing a beat, she's gonna do this little smirk and say, "Why don't we get you out of those clothes?"
Yes.
Gray waves down a waiter with drinks nearby.
I think he blushes at that. Because I mean, as like idle rich and as hedonistic as he is, I don't know that he's ever been propositioned that forwardly before.
Great effect.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In public by a demon lady. In
Yeah.
front of his friends.
And I mean, like, there's a couple other, like, Severosi in the room. Like, you're not sort of the only one in attendance. I felt like I should have mentioned that before, but it slipped my
That's
mind.
fine.
Oh, yes, and definitely the only one with gold on her neck, frills, and goat eyes. I think he's, like, actually kind of... Like, he blushes, he sputters, and he's like, I have to go change. I can't be seen like this. And he's gonna like leave the room in a bit of a huff. Like he's not being playful like he has before. Like you actually kind of pissed him off.
Okay, that's fair. Note to self. Well, I guess after tonight I'm gonna have more stuff to apologize for, so I'll just put it on like the top of the list maybe, and we could just add to that list as we go.
Okay. Did you mark the XP for the desperate roll?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sorry for narking on you about ghost stuff. should probably be at the top of the list.
I mean, yeah. Does anyone have a thing to do? What do you do?
Trying to decide how obvious it was that Harrington realized something is up in the kitchen.
I think you've seen him
Yeah.
pull the like bump into someone and pick their pocket before.
Yeah, and like his reaction to the Leviathan thing, I think that was supposed to be a big deal. Like we had significant eye contact or something.
But you're wondering, like, how did he know that it was in the...
Well, no, I'm trying to judge Max's state of like, because my thought here is I could do something to set us up for an exit, but like it's going to be a big thing. Because like, all right, my thought right now is I somehow poisoned the desserts. So basically, we have a distraction. Well, I'm not like gonna kill people. I mean, like
No,
you know.
no. Just imagining a bunch of nobles in the ballroom suddenly getting the shits.
I was thinking like a coughing fit or something, but whatever. I'll work with the materials I have at hand. But you know, it's like I'm just hanging out in the kitchen while he's having his distraction with
Cassie.
Cassie. Like I pull a tray of tarts out of the oven for them or something, and like powder them with something on top of them that is going to cause problem.
I love
Yeah,
that both romantic interludes went kind of not great.
Horribly wrong.
I don't know what
Well, not yet. It's on its way.
I don't know. Part of the idea here is do not stupid stuff, but daring criminal stuff. So yeah, let's do this.
Sure. So what are you using?
That is a good question. I actually have to look at what the heck is in that. Like even just like a lot of pepper would probably do what I'm thinking it would. You know, just like give people coughing fits and make it a big distraction so we could get out of there.
You've got a pretty good list of stuff.
Yeah, I just don't know what most of them do.
A lot of them do what it says on the tin.
So, well, like, is fire oil literally fire oil? Because I don't really want to.
Erupts in searing flame upon contact with
Yeah, so
air.
probably not.
Oh, there's that one that gives people like super bad headaches. The
Skullfire.
yeah, Skullfire. You want to give an entire room full of people a migraine thanks to dessert?
It's not just migraines, it's incapacitating migraines. Like, they're all gonna fall to the floor.
Screaming
like
in
my
actual
migraines.
pain.
Yes.
Either
I'm-
drown powder.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the room of people thinking they're drowning.
It's like, a partial dose, like
Yeah.
spread out, right?
Yes.
It's but
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah, at that
it's
point,
very
it's just,
mean.
Standstill.
yeah, it's just
yeah.
hard to breathe, which is great feeling.
I like
yeah.
this as almost a flashback in a way for Max, like because you're essentially
Yeah.
putting a timer on the job. We like that we know when the dessert course will be. It'll be at 12 bells or whatever. And so this seems really reckless and weird, but I can see it being like part of the plan. Essentially, like we have an out, we have a time
Yeah.
when we know they're going to serve the course, and we know that's when we can whatever.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So drown powder sounds like the fun thing. I'm gonna point out the whole saboteur thing, which I guess this might be wrecking.
Yeah.
Because I guess wreck is mayhem too, right? 'Cause
And
this-
create a distraction.
Okay.
Yeah, create
yeah.
distractions and chaos is the last action sentence of Wreck, so
Okay.
You're gonna
That
wreck
seems-
this dinner.
Aw. All right. So yeah, I think that all makes sense.
okay.
Is that right? So
I
you
like
wanna
it.
So
Tell me some things.
is this a flashback or is this part of the plan that is being adapted in real time?
My picture on this was that like Max just decided to do this because he saw the opening. Like this would be a flashback if we needed it later on, but
Okay.
like I'm thinking of it at the time.
Fair. Yeah, you're in the kitchen now. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
All right.
So yeah, this seems like Wreck.
I'm gonna guess at least risky.
This is definitely at least risky. I think it's risky limited because like it's applying to a large number of people.
Mhm.
If you're willing to I think it burn 3 of them. It can be desperate standard.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't we do that? We'll just say that uses up most of the stuff he brought with him.
Yeah. And then and yeah, I get to get you to make a desperate roll, which you get XP and we get drama.
Oh, did you say? Wait, desperate?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm gonna hang on. So, if this is happening, this isn't a flashback necessarily, but if this is happening kind of in the moment, sort of, would it be possible for me to take a stress and assist through my I'm kind of Max was covering for me to get the vial, and then I'm kind of covering for him to do the poisoning.
Running
Okay.
interference.
Yeah, you're making a scene. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll give you a bonus die.
So it was desperate, you said?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Desperate
Devil's
standard,
bargain.
and then a
I
bonus
mean-
die.
Does anyone around the table have a devil's bargain?
The
Excuse me.
cupcakes are in love with you.
I was thinking of nice little tarts.
Did you? Oh yes, you did. You used one of your alchemicals at the manor last time to burn the lockout of the display case, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A devil's bargain could be to start a investigator's clock on finding the traces of your alchemical signature at these scenes.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I was thinking for one of them, you could have at least one person at the party who is deathly allergic to drowning powder,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
and they begin to actually just asphyxiate right there at the party.
Oof. Those were That's
I mean, I'm going to say yes to either one of those.
I like both of them. I think one of them is the 4 or 5 consequence.
Ooh.
Oh sure, yeah.
What if
Okay.
instead of it necessarily, it could be either traced back to Maximilian or the MO is similar to the old lady.
Well, yeah, no.
Dowager.
I wasn't going to have
yeah.
it traced back on Max.
Yeah, not me.
It's always going to trace back on.
That's a very specific emphasis you put there that I do not like.
It was going to trace back on the Dowager,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max's
she's the one who
patron and
taught me
teacher.
all this.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
she has definitely been up to some crimes as her
God,
house is
guys.
falling into disrepair.
Is she at this party?
Oh shit! I hope not. Not so far as Max knows. Okay. So it's a bonus die from John and a bonus die
Yep.
from the Devil's Bargain.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
And yeah, it's the
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, you needed it too.
all right.
Nice.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, behind the scenes on some like briefly seen like conspiracy board in some blue coat's office or some inspector's office, the piece of red twine is tied around one end of a pin and dragged to the other end of a pin.
Oh.
And like I think like that's all we get at this point, but like later on in the next time you use an alchemical, like we get the next scene and it pans out a little bit and it's like this whole fucking web that the Dowager has just been cracking safes in and everything.
So like I think it's time we move away from the kitchen and just he walks by Harrington is like, so dessert is our exit.
Nice.
So Harrington, how'd you like? What's your plan with
Well,
Cassie?
I need to follow through on my Devil's Bargain and inject this blood into my body real quick.
Okay.
So I want to disentangle myself from Cassie.
Yep.
But I want to try to, because I'm so good at this. I have a whole dot in consort. I'm gonna try to like keep her interested, like not be too abrupt or weird.
Yep.
But also like make it reasonable that I would have a thing to do as a servant, and try to be smooth
Sure.
about it.
Oh, I think I hear my lady calling.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
She gets
and
ever
kind
so
of like
cross.
not oversell it too much, like not like, oh, it's so good to see you, but more like, maybe I'll see you again. Oh, I think that's my lady calling. This has been lovely, and like,
Okay.
but I want to like, I guess I'm like going into a supply closet or something to,
Sure. Yeah.
to do this drug usage. So I'm gonna try to consort to get out of her. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sounds. I mean, this sounds controlled. I don't know that this goes horribly wrong.
The stake. Yeah. I guess the stakes aren't super high with her.
Yeah.
Controlled standard effect.
Yep.
And no bonus dice. I'm not super good at this. I could push myself, I guess. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stress left.
Is injecting yourself in the middle of the mission count as indulging a vice?
I wish.
I was about to say, if so, load up on some stress, boy.
I think I'm just staying at par. I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm just not getting
Gotta
worse.
maintain the high.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping the shakes down.
One die is plenty. That's totally plenty.
It's a 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah. See, I got a 6.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you exactly that. You're like, oh, I think I hear, and she's like, oh yes, we simply must do this again sometime, and like, like the kiss over the shoulder, like the cheek to cheek thing, but like,
Yeah, totally.
And I think like later on you'll find like a napkin folded up in like one of your side pockets that she planted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Put pocket it.
And maybe it's like that. There's like the fisheye lens like inside the closet, and I come into the closet and get like way too close to the camera, and I'm like fumbling the vial out and like pulling the cravat down and just jabbing it into my neck, like my eyes roll back in my head and I like stagger a bit and knock some stuff off the shelf onto the floor.
Yeah. And I think Cassie's just like, oh, what a weird gentleman, but yeah.
Gentlemen, nonetheless.
And I don't like. This is probably less adulterated than stuff you've had since you were on a Leviathan ship. Like, since you were part of a Leviathan hunting crew, like this is pretty pure. This is some good shit.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he's got a good supplier. Yeah.
I have a thing to do, but I'm gonna I'll hold off.
Sure.
Should we do a brief
Oh,
break?
5-minute break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say though, as Max exits the kitchen, he's gonna tell Cassie he likes the color yellow.
Oh.
Did you
Awesome.
say that Bumware, like livery or just like colors, were yellow and something?
It was white and gold.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fancy people yellow.
That's right. They call it gold.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So bagels toasting aside, we're back with resuming Candles in the Dark, and I think I think Lucian re-enters sort of the upper ballroom in a completely different outfit, because the old one just simply, like it's probably being incinerated. You know how rich people are.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and he's sort of like waved for someone to bring him a fresh glass of wine ever since his old one became spectral or something. That was weird.
Wait, nope. Well,
You put your hand through it.
yeah, but I thought that was shit he did, and not like, oops, you glitched out my cup, and now it's part of the terrain.
Well, like,
At least you didn't have that horrible physics interaction where it just pinged off into space at a million miles an hour.
It's
I-
lag, and all of a sudden I have a red dress.
I have made that shitty physics sim. Wizards and all. Getting back on track. Yeah, so the star of the show, more or less, is well, not the star of the show. That's the four of you, but the host with the most has re-entered the room, and he seems like he's keen on making up for lost time. What'd you do?
With me?
No, just like time spent away from the party.
Oh,
He seems to be a little out of sorts.
I think I will kind of feel it out and maybe try to walk up to the person and apologize for the incident. It was not my intent to ruin your party or your night or your well-tailored clothes, which looked splendid on you. I'm sorry.
I think like you like approach him as he's sort of like draining a cup, and he just like hucks it to the side, basically like directly off camera. Grabs like goes to do to you what you did to him,
Okay.
sort of thing, but like sweeps you into a dip,
Okay.
and he just says apology accepted, and like puts you back up to where you were before. I also imagine you're like, how tall is Coraline?
Maybe like slightly taller than I have. Shit, I don't know. Maybe like the upper range of like the 5 foot area.
Okay, I'm imagining
you know
he's
what?
like, okay,
I was gonna say no. She's exotic and slightly imposing. She's gonna be like 6'2".
yeah. So I mean, like, you're probably like a solid 3, 4, maybe 5 inches taller than this guy.
Before the heels.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And so I mean, like, it's actually kind of impressive that like he dips you and like sets you back up. But yeah, he seems to think that all is forgiven.
Okay.
And I think he's gonna try to use magic on you. I think he's just gonna get you a little drunk.
With magic,
Yep.
this is problematic.
I mean,
Um,
he's kind of a shitty guy,
Oh yeah, no wizards, no sense of right and wrong. I mean, it's in the thing.
and this is also like a thing that you can resist.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I use? Okay, can I use like a resolve resistance and then just play it off like I'm drunk?
Yep.
Yep, can do that. I think I feel it coming on, and then like, I don't know, like she strains a little bit, not to where it's like outwardly visible, but there's like, I have to focus, and does that thing.
Yeah.
Andrew, what does he do? Or maybe Coraline can't tell.
It's part of like the dip. Like there's something in that movement and like the rush of blood to the head.
Okay.
And I assume Coraline, like, have you been drinking anything or eating any of the food?
Not much, like a little bit here and there, but
Okay.
only enough to sort of blend in.
Yeah.
Not enough to get like full or stupid.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, like, that's also I mean, you're also kind of working for Spirit Wardens, so I mean, maybe
have a
you are a little aware of stuff like this.
Yeah. Does a Spirit Bane charm protect me against any magic bullshit? Because I have one of those.
I don't think so.
Probably not. I just figured I would
Yeah.
check since it's
Yeah,
there.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's just for ghosts, not just magic in general.
Yeah, spirits. Yeah, that's totally fair.
But yeah, like it seems like what he's trying to do is effectively like activate or otherwise you put the whammy on you through the Leviathan blood that's in all the mulled wine. Hi, John.
Fun. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm
What is
looking
happening?
forward
Oh,
to that.
sorry. My cat and my dog are fighting, but like the good kind, not angry fights. Very thumpy over here. Um,
Gray, do you react at all to your mission being dipped and twirled?
I think she was hoping for some positive attention from him after earlier. I'm not sure that I can tell right away that he tried to magic her, so I don't really do anything.
Okay.
I think when I get dipped and like I feel it coming on as I focus, like maybe we got like brief onboarding training for the Spirit Wardens. It's like, hey, how to not get freaking magic drunk if you don't want to. I think maybe like as I'm dipped, I one of my hands kind of drops down and I do some quick little hand signal to Gray. Maybe just like a little wand to like
To signify what specifically?
magic shit.
I meant like is it you want me to get you out of this situation or you just want me to note this for later?
I think this is like, hey, be aware, magic shit.
Okay.
There's probably a hand signal for scorched earth, we need to get out of here now, or like we need to start making an exit. Like I think there's probably a few, but just the quick little swirl with the fingers is probably just like, hey, some magic shit's happening.
I'm not surprised because I saw him with the cup earlier.
Yeah, and you saw like a hand go through a cup and just
Right.
Okay, so yeah, he sets you back down, and he says, "And now, honored guests, let us all adjourn to my more inner sanctum." And he starts like leading people down to like a basement, effectively. And most people just sort of like follow.
That is
Without-
probably fine and not murder culty at all.
Yeah, no, this all seems fine.
How many
yeah.
how many people, like, how big is the party?
Yeah.
I think like it's only a few people who actually follow him. No one else really seems to notice. Everyone else is just sort of milling about, and like there's a few people who are definitely too into their cups, like necking in a corner, and
So there's like a normal noble party happening, and then this like thing
He's-
happens, and
yeah, he's pulled
the
like an inner-
weirdos all yeah.
Yeah.
Some
Okay.
shadow party that's about to go
Well,
do some
like-
bullshit.
The other
Gonna
people
get
don't even notice that like he announces.
Not even.
Oh, that's weird magic shit.
Okay, do we hear it?
At a very minimum, Coraline does.
I think as they're filing out, Coraline's gonna look over at Gray and kind of motion in the direction people are going and raise an eyebrow.
We're going with. I'm sensing. I don't say that out loud. I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if Hook is gesturing for me to follow or just to look at them.
I think it's mostly like, should we go?
I
Security
probably
expert.
kind of like wave my hand like after you, like a little bow or something. No, I don't do anything like that. And then I wait for you to go first, and then I'll follow like right behind.
Okay.
Do you already have the electroplasmic ammo in your
Yes,
hands?
I was probably putting that. It's probably what I was doing when Harrington was like looking at me concerned, or in faint concerned earlier.
Do you?
You're just like loading the ammo in
Yeah.
front of him, like click.
I mean,
I'm actually kind of surprised there's anything else ever loaded in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's
I
true.
do it because even if I shoot like a man, say, it'll stun him rather than kill him. So I probably don't really pack lethal rounds per se. I mean, I could if I aimed right. But...
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you ever like actually bring normal bullets.
No, I don't think I do.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now I'm just imagining that like one of your pistols has normal bullets in it and the other one has electroplasmic ammo. And then we get that scene from The Witcher 1.
Yeah.
Thing I just now typed, Andrew. What the fuck?
Yep. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Simultaneous Witcher reference.
I mean, we're drift compatible, Aaron. Get over it.
Like 3 times per thing we're on.
I know.
Don't know how we keep doing
You're fine.
But yeah.
Beatrix is much cooler than Geralt, though. Come on.
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy's a douchebag.
Yeah. Yep. So, Beatrix, I think you're following along. Like you said, you were at a bit of a distance. Like you follow.
No, I'm pretty close to hand. I just let her go first.
Okay. So yeah, there's like you go down like the main sort of stairwell. He's like, and now, and like pulls out like a key. Like this is all part of the show. He's like unlocks this side door right sort of by the main entrance where there's like that big flowing staircase, and this is just like a side door. And it leads to like one of those like wooden spiral staircases, and everybody has to go down one at a time. And it's all a bit of sort of theater, bringing you down into like a wine cellar sort of thing. What are Max and Harrington up to?
I'm riding the blood dragon.
Okay.
And
neon as it may be.
I'm hoping that Max doesn't find me, or I hoped before I injected it. Now I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I want to attune to the Leviathan blood.
Okay.
Because you were saying it's like real high quality.
Yeah.
Or is it? You said it was pure. Is it straight? Like real? Is it actually pure? Like straight?
I don't think it's like
Leviathan blood?
fully straight, but I think it's like it is the straightest you've had since you were like on a like it's 99 out of 100.
It kind of reminds me of that time where the blood splashed onto the deck and like hit me and okay.
Yeah, it's
gotcha.
It's not the first high, but it's pretty heckin' close.
Okay. Yeah, I want to attune to it and like I don't want to try some magical bullshit. I'm not a whisperer, but like open my mind to the psychic maelstrom here, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't think I have training, so I just kind of like go with it and
Yeah, it's taking you for the ride, and the attuned eye here is, where that ride takes you, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, this feels desperate.
Cool.
Downstairs, Gray's hair stands on end for some reason.
Jonathan?
I don't know how I help you.
Hey, can you help me talk to the demon boy?
I don't either.
Yeah.
Full of right now.
I think there's a devil's bargain in here, which is like, yeah, Jordan.
His eyes are bloodshot.
Well, I mean that's
from
gonna
the Leviathan blood, like a special kind of bloodshot.
Well, yeah, it's like alternating black and crimson, and it's like
it's written in blood runes in the whites of my eyes.
I mean, that might be a consequence. I think the devil's bargain here is like
something notices you.
Well, no, like Lucian's call is as strong as whatever Leviathan this blood came from. Because like this seems to, like the blood seems to be a medium for his magic.
So, yeah. So so that it would like compel me to go into the ritual chamber or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
like you might beat more people down there. Like you might be one of the first people in the room.
Cool. All right, I'll take that.
Cool.
I'm at the mercy of my habit. Yeah. What effect did you say?
This is probably great.
Okay.
I'm definitely willing to give you great for opening your unshielded mind to the psychic
Cool.
maelstrom.
Jonathan, do you know I'm a Leviathan blood addict? Have you just now discovered it? Help help me.
Or have you dealt with addicts before?
do something. I don't know what. I don't know what.
Okay, yeah.
Did you?
So I'm like trying to figure out. We got to let the A team here know that we created a distraction. We put a clock on things.
Mhm.
And I'm like, where's
The-
Eric? We
the
need to
A team?
arrange this. Yeah, we're the B team. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fair. All right. Yeah.
So like, Max goes around looking for him, and like, I'm gonna assume he opens the closet just after this has happened. Yeah, I'm gonna say that the current generation of the house I worked for, the man there, he's also on the blood dragon, as they say. So I'm used to some of the things you have to do to keep people not insane. Um, and I close the door and start doing that.
Okay.
Do you have a leech Leviathan blood methadone or something? Can
It's actually manatee blood from beyond the wall.
Yeah. Demon
I
manatees.
now really want to take Alchemist next time. Yep.
Demon manatees
so
are
yeah.
a thing. Go ahead.
So I'll give you an assist. Please don't become possessed and like murder me. That would be bad.
I will happily take assist die from you.
Yeah.
I feel like this could go real bad. And
Demon manatee's like called the Devil's Mermaid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like we're a siren,
Yes.
right?
That's real good. Okay.
All right. Let's see it. Let's see that 6,
Sorry.
John.
Sorry, I know, right? My roll 20 box thing.
Oh, okay.
Hang on one sec. It's being weird.
No worries.
Okay, it's back.
All
It's
right.
All right,
You're
bonus
just
die
high.
1. Submit. Hey.
Yes.
Oh!
So that was a no to the devil's bargain then.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I actually took it. I forgot to
Okay.
roll it. Let's just see if I get a crit.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to put it in.
No worries.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think like there's something mournful. Is sort of like the first emotion that hits you. And then like a sense of imprisonment, a sense of kind of like working indentured service and like I mean, did Harrington like used to sail on a Leviathan hunting ship? So I mean, like if he has sort of positive memories of like kind of like the freedom, or at least like the order of like being crew on a ship, like there's a sense of that, and then it's sort of being like stolen away or violated. And like I think the next, yeah, there's definitely been like imprisonment, there's been injustice, there's been a perversion of what a Leviathan thinks the natural order is, which is fun. Do you have a specific question that I can answer?
No.
For you?
Well, maybe, but I think I'm picking up on what you're saying here. Like,
Okay.
if I can spin my great effect, maybe like,
Yep.
am I getting the sense that this blood is from a captured Leviathan?
Yeah.
Shit.
And it's not a particularly old one, but I don't know how much is written about Leviathans, but sort of the way I imagine them is like they're born with just this vast repository of knowledge, and what they accumulate over time is like context for it. So like it knows it should be free, but it doesn't really know what freedom is.
Yeah. Well, from Harrington's point of view, like the idea of a captured Leviathan is just impossible.
Yeah.
So that's like a crazy thing to experience. And he would think that it's just the drug, but he knows in the vision that it's true.
Yeah.
I tell me if I'm overstepping. I don't want to get everything for free here on this roll, but
No, that's.
can
Yeah.
Can I sense the thing? Like, can I sense the creature? Do I have any idea of?
It doesn't appear to be here.
Okay.
But it's definitely like there's one in some.
Is it in the city?
There's definitely one in some like underground like like an old like a submarine base sort of thing under White Crown somewhere.
Holy shit.
This is fine.
This is fine.
This is great. This is fine.
I finger the train ticket to Severos in my pocket, and
Yeah.
I go, yeah. No, I'm kidding. Where did Harrington go? I don't know. I haven't seen him.
What about Cassie? Wasn't she supposed to be here today too?
Cool. That's awesome. I mean, Harrington is terrified, but I think that's great.
And I think like you slip Max. Like Max is like keeping your head steady from like bashing into the ground, and like
Yeah.
you slip out through a door, and yeah, the next time we see you, you're gonna be in some nice form, like not fitting because they're robes, but like a nice hooded robe, standing in a circle with some nice people.
Yeah, from Max's point of view, I think I like you give me something to help me pass through the drug, right? And then I'm almost like I stand up and I brush you aside. It's not Harrington, right? I'm usually fairly jovial, and I kind of like robot walk away off into this room.
I mean, how quick does Harrington? How quick is he capable of moving?
I got 3 dots in prowl. I think I'm
Right.
like real good.
So like it's not a robot walk. Like you boogie, you move.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could even just kind of vanish potentially.
Yeah.
Like I could just
Right.
like disappear and reappear.
Well, like I don't
Drugs?
think we've seen Harrington really go all out. So like Max is kind of just shocked by the whole. Oh shit.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a bone here just to keep this in play a little bit. I actually, while you're holding me and like helping me, I'm talking in my drug stupor, and I actually say,
the name Akuman, AKO MAN.
AKO MAN.
Yeah.
Akuman chained.
Yeah.
How was that spelled again?
AKO MAN.
Yep. MAN. Okay.
I say Akuman chained, and then when you like try to rouse me, I say, the Leviathan must be freed. And I sort of like drool.
Like either your blood or its.
Yeah.
Or seawater, like the inky black.
Oh. Yes, the black inky seawater. Yes, perfect. Like it sort of like bubbles up out of my throat and then dribbles down my chin.
And like it's a name that has weight, even though you don't fully understand it, Max.
Yep. That sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're gone. And, yeah. I'm gonna go find Gray. I need an adult.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Yeah. I think out of anyone in the gang, Gray is probably the closest to Maximilian. Kind of like a mixture of like a guardian relationship and also like a corrupting influence at the same time.
Well, and like I think Max looks to you as like his guide to this new world that he got thrust into.
Right.
You know, because you were the one who introduced him to it from what we were talking about with the background, stuff like that. So
maybe with the house thing, like I took out a ghost that they summoned or something.
Oh yeah, and like somehow I got wrapped up into it in the family's opinion, like it was my fault when it was probably not. But anyway, hey,
So I mean, like, where do you go to find Gray?
well, I'll probably start heading up towards the upstairs, like the main room. I don't know, maybe.
I think you catch like I'm imagining Gray's at the rear of this train, and you
Mhm.
catch like her like this door like
Yeah.
close itself behind her.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, also,
Probably the
does it
last thing
latch
you hear.
itself?
I
This is
mean,
important.
Uh,
well, like we get the really long like creak click.
oh, when it's starting to close, I'm gonna try and stop it from latching.
Okay.
Like a thin piece of metal or something out of my kit or something, just to put it in the latch or something, just to kind of quickly and smoothly just be like, I don't know how you want me to say to do that.
I mean, I think getting there is going to be the more difficult part. So I mean, like I'm thinking prowl, but if you've got a different solution, I'm happy to hear it.
It was that, or it's just going to be like a prowess resistance thing.
Okay.
Either one makes sense to me. However you want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to just say like, no, I got there first, then we can totally resist the consequences.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Because
Okay.
I don't know what happens afterwards, story-wise, if not.
Fair.
Okay, so I hit prowess, right? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute.
So heal 1 stress.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel a wave of relief as you catch the toy.
Well, and like what you stopped, like, and I don't know how attuned Max is to like stuff, but like it wasn't locked.
Oh, it was like magically sealing?
Well, it's not like sealing so much as like, I mean, fuck it, you got a crit. Basically, what this was going to do was like the door would have opened elsewhere.
Oh.
Oh no, it's like that one room in the Matrix.
Bullshit
Yeah.
Harry Potter doors over here.
Nice.
Room of cult requirement.
But no.
I'm just gonna fully show my hand at this point, and the inspiration for this door is from PT, which is Playable Teaser, which was like a vertical slice of a horror game, and you're
it was
basically walking
horrifying.
through this like dog-legging hallway, and you get to the other side, and there's some stairs down into the basement, and you walk through the door, and you emerge at the beginning of the hallway you just walked along, in like more or less like one direction. And so, like, it's just completely, like, yeah. So,
It's horribly disorienting and unnerving, and like.
well, and you
just
can't
enough
see
stuff to
around
get-
corners, and it's super
Yeah.
claustrophobic and narrow. And so, yeah, you bypassed that really fun thing. Cool. Good job.
66666666666.
Yeah. Well, and like, so I think Max gets a little bit of a sense of that, and like his feeling of kind of over my head to holy crap, what are we doing?
Well, but also, like, you beat it, right?
Yeah, I think I actually slipped inside it.
Yeah. Well, and like, I feel like a lot of Blades to me happens through the voice of Wayne June narrating Darkest Dungeon.
Uh-huh.
And so you get like that wash of relief of like, this can be beaten. And like,
Oh, okay.
that's where the stress like healing comes
Yep.
in.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
Right. Great.
Fine.
I definitely turned my head at that.
Yeah, and like Max is there.
I probably slow my steps so I can still see Hook and company, but I let Maximilian like catch up to me.
Yeah, and I mean like it's not like it's slow going down this like twisty staircase, especially with so many people in like fancy gowns. It would not like it's trivial for you to catch up. Since I'm assuming Gray is dressed practically.
Leviathan blood in the food and drink, poison dessert, also chained Leviathan. Holy crap, we're screwed. Harrington is that way. Well, no, I don't know where Harrington is, do I?
I think he
just
took a
laughed.
a secret passageway or something.
Harrington shot up Leviathan blood, disappeared.
You narc! I love it.
That door just tried to take me elsewhere. What do I do?
I probably like furrow my brow like, holy shit, we left you guys alone for maybe 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, Cassie's here too.
Who on earth is Cassie? Never mind. I like look back over at Hook. I look over back at Max, saying, "I will attempt to look for Harrington, and then I don't know, pretend to be like a messenger boy or something to." If you get caught by the people traveling with Hook.
Okay. Yeah, because like at this point, I think Max is looking around at all of the cloaks. You know, everyone's dressed in formal cult attire.
It's like I'm still imagining like on the stairwell down, like this spirally staircase. I think the bottom of the train has reached the bottom at this point, and like it's honestly kind of like foppish, right? Like there's it's not like a changing room because that's way too like, but like there's an area where people are disrobing and putting on just like head to toe hooded black robes.
Yeah. I think I actually even maybe quickly tell Hook before departing, relaying that there's something wrong with the dessert. Don't eat it.
And that's my favorite.
And then that Harrington has potentially gotten himself into trouble, and I'm gonna go look for him.
Okay. So I guess we're supposed to strip down in here? That's kind of not what I signed up for.
Max, I'd probably say something like, Max will be here with you. He'll disguise himself alongside you. If something goes wrong, I don't know. He'll cause a distraction.
Max, a what now?
So I think what Coraline's gonna do is there's some sort of like latch system or something on the dress where you can just take the super long skirt off and then just have like kind of a walking around skirt and stuff in, which is kind of where she attached all of her equipment she might bring with her. So she's going to kind of keep that hidden and then throw the robe over real quick as best she can. And I guess find a place to put her enormous dress butt.
I probably ask Max for like the last known location for Harrington, so I have a starting point.
I mean, Hook, Harrington's right there.
Hi.
Wait. we can see him, like all of us, or?
I mean, I think we get like the dramatic reveal shot of like Lucian is like wearing his robe and like pulls the hood back, and then everyone else pulls their hoods back, and like we see like a couple other people that we recognize from upstairs, and then like Harrington's the last one to like pull the hood back.
Is this before I leave?
Yeah, like I'm imagining you're all sort of like milling about the basementy area.
I probably like exhale like through my nostrils, pissed when I see Harrington over there. Never mind.
And everyone has, except for Lucian, everyone has like glossed over eyes, like just. He seems to be the only person who's actually like thinking and moving of their own accord.
Oh, I'm conscious again?
I mean, you can totally be conscious whenever you want.
Oh, okay.
But like Lucian seems to be the only lucid person in the room.
So what you see is when that happens, when the reveal happens, and at first Harrington like sees you like scanning around and making eye contact and then like glaring.
Eyes
Um,
lock.
Yeah, and at first I kind of look around like I did it, kind of like I infiltrated the group.
Ta-da!
But then I notice that everyone's got this glassy look, so I just kind of like pretend that I'm out of it.
I think when we make eye contact, you might actually freeze for real. Because like I'm angry, and I have like light blue eyes, and they're probably like icy cold, like when I look at you.
Uh-huh.
That might be what snaps him out.
That's fair.
You ever have
that's
somebody
fair.
glare at you so hard you become sober?
Right.
So yeah, that snaps me out of it, and then I do what I said, but I also like give you some kind of indication to not shoot me.
At least not
Like-
first.
Like I'm not actually possessed. I do something like because I expect that's the next thing that's gonna happen.
I'm just like tapping my pistols at my side, like resting my hands on them, and just like.
So what is the next
So-
thing that happens?
That's a very good question.
I'm completely disoriented, and I
Yeah.
think I may have done something cool. So I don't know. I'm waiting for you guys.
Max is as close to the stairwell and trying to be like, I am not here. Don't look at me. I am just a servant. Dude, seriously, would you like a drink?
I'm going to try and sort of not really absent-mindedly, but look like I'm, still glazed, and kind of walk closer to Lucien if I can. See if he responds strangely to that.
He's definitely surprised. What do you? Yeah, what are you trying to get out of this?
I don't want him to run when shit goes down.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, he's like surprised that like you're capable of moving under your own free will. And I think he's just going to tell you like go back to like because there's like a break in the chain of people now. So he's like you should just go back to the and I think there's like a bit of magic stank on it, but like nothing that you don't just passively resist at this point.
yeah, I was gonna just I think I try to have like the dumb look on my face and just say, I was hoping that we could hold hands, and then
Okay.
wait for a response.
That sounds like a sway.
Okay. This is not something somebody else can help me with.
I mean Max invented like Leviathan blood methadone, so I'm flexible on this stuff.
I just I'm not sure how like I'm not turning down help by any means. I'm just not sure how somebody else would be able to like help
Narratively
sell
justify
this
it.
to like cause a gap next to him that I could slot into or anything. Oh, maybe one of you takes the spot he told me to stand in so that I don't have a place to go.
Am I in the middle? Am I the object of the ritual, or am I in the circle?
No, you're in the circle.
I would totally be willing to, like,
Just like break
sort
the
of-
chain and move over.
yeah, but like play up the like overdose effect.
Okay.
Like pretend like I stumble and someone has to catch me, and then when I right myself, I take the wrong position.
Sure. Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the position, Andrew?
I mean, this is. I think he thinks you're drugged out of your gourd, so this is probably risky
Okay.
and standard.
Okay. One extra die so far. Do
Mhm.
you have a devil's bargain for the devil?
I mean, not especially at this point.
I got one. Is she opening herself up to renewing his attention on reinforcing the mind control?
I mean,
Ooh.
like, yeah, he can try to like actually like there could have been more magic power behind
Well,
that or
well, I'm just
something.
like
Or,
it draws attention to the fact that she isn't enchanted.
oh, like he's gonna tell like there's like a basin or something of Leviathan blood, and he's like, "Go get high," and then yes, you can hold my hand.
Whoa. Okay, that's worse.
What's the goal of the sway roll? Well, like
Yeah.
what are you swaying him to do?
So I'm trying to put myself as close to him as possible so that in the eventuality where shit gets hinky, I have trance powder too.
Right.
I can poof, and then we can take
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's not incompatible then. Like if
Yeah.
if it's a devil's bargain that like you have to take a cup of wine.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
that
not
was-
like a full hit. Like it's gonna be like a shot, which
you can resist shit.
yeah,
Make him share the goblet with you, and then slide a hand.
I'll grab two
Pretending
and
to drink.
do the arm thing.
Well, no,
yeah.
make it romantic, sharing the same
Oh.
cup,
Hmm.
and then you just pretend to drink with finesse.
well, I mean, like
Sure,
the devil's bargain is you get some of the dose.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, let's do this. Fuck, really?
Wow.
Oh Lord.
I mean, yeah, I think like
That's a 4.
yeah,
I'm fucking up our name tonight. Sorry, y'all.
well, it was gonna get hinky regardless.
yeah, yeah. So like space is made. You get like you. I think yeah, you trade shots. He seems pretty stone face about it. Like this is just yeah, like yeah, I'll shoot Leviathan blood. What up? Is kind of his reaction.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think like you get like you're a little woozy. Like it doesn't knock you on your ass, but like it's got you off balance.
Can I resist the effects of the Leviathan blood?
Sure.
And the great thing is, if I don't roll higher than a 2,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's the great thing.
Yes.
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay.
Okay. A 3. A 3 is pretty good.
That adds up to 6.
It's true.
Did he just like forget that I exist?
I'm thinking you're like not like I'm imagining like this room is lit by like torches or something. One of the few rooms the lampblack should approve of. And like yeah, guttering torches, and like it's not difficult for Gray and Mortimer to find like a shadow to be peeking out of every so often.
Sure.
If I don't see it, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting the impression too. I don't know if this is right, but I was getting the impression that Lucien was kind of overconfident in a way.
yeah.
He was like, "Oh, my
Yeah.
magic has brought everyone to my chamber," and the two of you are like, "Mer,"
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
I think at this point is when like and like there's like a trickle of Leviathan blood down Coraline's chin. Harrington, I don't know that you've ever been more attracted to her.
Oh, man.
Maybe she's born with
right
it.
now.
Maybe she's
So
born with
into
it.
you right now.
Maybe it's just demon blood. But yeah, there's I think at this point is when like he's going to start chanting, and those of you who are high out of your gourd are gonna like put your arms up similarly and like in a tongue that is not your own. Effectively repeat the Latin.
Yeah, Hadrathi.
Yeah.
the ancient language.
Should we be stopping this?
Yes.
So
I'm
this is an
surprised Gray
interesting
hasn't stopped.
question.
Mhm.
Like in the TV series here, like the audience hasn't yet seen like what our exact purview is.
Yep.
What do we? And I don't think we've made a very strong established case of
No.
how much direct action we take versus undercover work and stuff. And now we're like right in it. So
Oh, and I just
whatever Max and Gray do now kind of decides Whatever.
And I just asked Gray if we stop this. Gray, the one who goes overboard for the wardens.
Well, it's mostly when a ghost is involved. With cultists, I'm not like as intense.
They'll be
I
done.
don't know.
They'll be finished by the time the cops are here. We have to move now.
Exactly. That's the vibe I'm getting. But
You can't wait for
You know what the
backup kind of
dramatic-
shit.
you can't wait for backup, right?
Mm, I kind of want to take a shot at Hook's boyfriend.
I mean,
Follow your heart. Follow your heart.
Straight to
Hey, with
his.
my heart.
yeah. I mean, yeah. You tell me, but like, if you want to stay less direct action and more covert, like, this is what flashbacks are for, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
But I'm also fine with us having like a general concept for our crew, and that's just not how things go down. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we said covert, but whatever. You know, you
Yeah.
can start shooting. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
like, this is easily be a pivot point where we have
Mhm.
been covert, and
Yeah.
at this point, like, this is a great justification of why did we take direct action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we were locked into like an extra dimensional pocket with a cult ritual. Didn't see a phone.
We don't know what's gonna happen when he finishes this sentence.
Yeah.
There's Leviathan wine. Shit got cray. Some guns went off. I mean, it's a party, right?
I am guessing it's not good for the fellows in robes. Yes.
You know, I throw a smoke grenade or something that Max made.
Okay.
So like he's got the concoctions. I have the good arm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Or something to stun Lucian. Maybe we can kidnap him. I don't know.
Sure. So what's the goal?
Stop what they're doing.
Mhm.
Bonus, steal Lucian away to turn him over to the cops.
Well, didn't you just talk about how your ectoplasmic bullets will actually just stun somebody?
Right, but there's a group. So, if I had like a shotgun with electromagnetic ammunition, maybe, but I don't. So.
I mean, Lucian seems to be the one pulling most of the strings
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
My read on
I
the
just
rest
kind
of
of
the room is-
figured if I was acting hostile towards him, the horde of like drugged people would turn on us.
Not if she's unconscious first.
Yeah. Okay.
It could happen.
I totally aim at Lucian for non-lethal stunning him, something
Yep.
like to knock the wind out of him.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, it's electroplasm, so you're functionally shooting him with a taser.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be
Magic.
pretty, or
I picture it as like an unreliable taser. Like,
yeah,
sometimes it kills people and sometimes
Yes.
it doesn't. It's
It's
not.
that less lethal ammunition.
right.
It's
Like,
not the Star Trek stun setting. It's
It
like
Yes.
doubles as a defibrillator.
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, then, like, yeah, like maybe that's the 4 to 5 or something. Like, it's the 4 to 5 when you want to actually take the subject alive.
Yeah.
Sometimes shit happens.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a shot at him.
Okay, that sounds like a hunt.
Risky.
I think this is desperate since you're shooting
Sure.
a lightning bullet at
Effect.
a wizard man chanting.
Max will assist by suggesting a quick modification to like how the gun is aimed or whatever. You know, just like tweak that right there. Go to. I'm gonna
Or
be
maybe-
up the stairs.
Maybe because you're so familiar with like how certain chemical reactions happen to the body, you suggest a spot for me to shoot.
Yeah.
Sorry, effect?
Probably. This seems standard to me.
So I'm going to use focused, mark my special armor, and I will not take stress for pushing myself.
Okay. Expend your to resist a consequence, or okay.
Shit, I should have done that. I forgot I had special armor.
I mean,
Well,
you need the
I have a
move.
class ability.
Oh
yeah.
I do. Never mind. Good. Okay.
Yeah, you need to have the ability to do that. Yeah.
Subterfuge.
Okay.
Shit. 5.
It's could be.
It's like a 6.
Yeah.
You got 2 of them. It's a crit 5. which counts as a 6, according to these rules that I just wrote down.
I think it takes you like longer, like Max's suggestion, like get him in the solar plexus or something. That's where it'll like stun him best. Is
Yeah.
like just a second, like the adjustment in aim is just a second too late.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought you were gonna say I have to shoot him again, and he like screams.
oh, I mean, like he doesn't go down quiet.
No.
No, you're saying yes, you shoot him, but yes, he finishes the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Of course you are. GMs, everybody. See what they do?
They get you. They get you when you roll 5s. And I mean, it was desperate. I feel this is fair.
Oh no, it's totally fair.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he screams, he goes down, and like everyone but Harrington and Coraline fall over. Coraline, I have some consequences for you.
I have done nothing. I'm completely innocent. What are they?
I don't think you were fully whammied, but you were at least partially whammied. So
Lowercase.
Yeah, I think what was happening was effectively, the ritual was to like hollow you out a little bit.
Oh, jeez.
Make
Just
you
a little, just a little
Hashtag
bit.
squad goals, guys.
yeah, and to make you a better vessel for, ghosts in general.
Oh, the kind of bullshit Halloween.
Yeah, the kind that like makes you a viable possession target.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Okay.
Well, I just figured he was explaining the things that were happening.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to tip my hand a little bit as well here, since, again, this is an accelerated campaign. So whatever faction Lucien is wrapped up in, they're also wrapped up with the Reconciled. So that's fun.
Gross.
The Reconciled being ghosts who aren't insane and are trying to infiltrate the government to take it over from the inside.
That's not insane.
That seems good.
They're like the enemy version of what we do.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Jerks.
How did you go? Interesting.
Okay. So, I have a twofold thing I would like to do. The first one is I have this little pouch, kind of like on the. It's kind of strapped to the inside of her thigh.
Okay.
And I'm gonna open it up. And it's a Spirit Bane charm. And I'm gonna put it around my neck.
Yep.
And then I'm going to get a vial of trance powder, and I'm just gonna pour it in his mouth.
That's not the recommended dosage.
I mean, I think one
if you're
unit
saying
is.
Yeah, I think she like if you're saying that she's gonna look up and like there's this daggers look like not right fucking now.
Well, like, you maintain eye contact with Max and just continue pouring.
yeah.
And then like take it a little bit and then tap on the end of it and make sure it's all out.
I'm
Does
fresh
anyone
out.
have a rope? All I've got are some knives, and while it's very tempting to use them, I figure he may be marginally more useful alive.
Do the robes have sash ties?
You can hog tie him in some fashion.
I just like stealing the cult robes.
Yeah.
Oh, you tie him up with like the silk, the black
Yeah,
silk.
well,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they have like ties on them to hold clothes. Just steal all of them.
I mean, they don't,
Okay.
but you can rip the rope real nice. I just want to
Before-
double
yeah.
check. Coraline, are you accepting those consequences?
I thinking the same thing. You're not resisting the partial hollowing.
I Okay, so I have one stress until I
know.
trauma, and then
I
if
know.
I take a trauma, I'm gonna pick haunted, which is kind of the same fucking thing. Or
You could go with a different one.
yes, I am going to resist the hollowing, and we'll see how this goes.
Sure. I mean, maybe roll a 6. How are you resisting the consequences?
That was the face of someone really, really happy to roll these dice.
I think, I think maybe we've been trained in some counter spooky stuff.
Mhm.
So I think maybe there's like a quick, I don't know much magic, but there might be like a little counter spell thing we've got that can like, you can protect yourself from a thing that just happened or something.
Sure.
And then I guess resolve it.
That sounds like resolve, yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Oh.
There you go.
So I was gonna say
Freebie.
if she did take haunted when I woke up, maybe the Leviathan just speaks to me and that's what haunts me now. But that's not a thing. We don't have to worry about that.
I mean-
it doesn't always have to be a literal like ghost haunting. It
Yeah.
could be like
Yeah, I
haunted by
know.
things you did.
Mhm.
I'm innocent, so
I
all
just
did have
sense
to
a theme.
It is.
And I mean, there's still the, like, getting out of the Bowmore estate with a
Right.
heir of a Bowmore fortune hogtied.
Okay, yeah. So before I you reminded me about the resistance. I have a plan for that.
Okay.
Great. I'm so glad you said that.
So, in the big poofy part of the dress, I think she asks for Harrington to go. Okay, there's a box. It's about 8 inches square. Get it for me if you could.
Wait, where? What?
It's in the poofy butt part of the dress I took off.
He like looks you up and down, and then you get to the end of the sentence that I took off, and he goes, "Oh, okay," and like rummages around in the
She snaps
discarded
her fingers
items.
and she's like, "Focus, Harrington."
He like raises his arm up out of the pile like this.
Yes. And it is a fine disguise kit. So I'm going to make him look like not a member of the Bowmore family to get him out of the door easier.
Okay.
Just enough, some contouring and shit to make him look like a different person. And that way they won't be like, oh, that's obviously Lucy. And it's like, oh, that's some random fancy guy. I don't know.
Our drunk friend that we need to take back home. Who
Yes.
he had too much wine.
This is Bernie. It's his weekend.
He's been electrocuted and OD'd on trans powder.
Yeah.
It was a great party. It was a real good party.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that for a long time.
Music sounds so much better on trans powder.
I like this plan. I'm fully in support of this plan.
Would it be finesse?
That's a very good question.
Probably. Yeah.
Or it's like a bonus to effect when you try to pass him off as someone else.
Yeah, that's
like
fine
to
too.
the sway or consort roll or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I dig it. What, Cora?
So yeah, what's the plan? Head back up the spooky spiral staircase. Hello, cat.
Yes.
Hello.
Well, so the mental picture I have here is Max looking around the room with a bunch of unconscious courtiers,
Essentially.
basically,
Totally fine.
who like presumably have cool shit on them.
I mean, in like the clothes they left in a convenient heap back there. Sure.
Oh shit, that's even more convenient. Good, I feel less creepy about that.
Well, I mean, you go back and look at the items. I'm probably looking underneath people's hoods to identify them later.
See, that's why you're the smart one. Excuse me, I look for anything cool.
I like this role for you, Max. Like you're like, look, I'm gonna actually get something of value out of this stupid job.
Everybody else got high, and all I got was a duffel bag full of pocket watches.
Are they gold?
Yeah, dragon's gonna come after him.
I don't think Aaron's watched that episode. There was a duffel bag. We actually called it the McGuffel bag because it was full of a MacGuffin.
Nice.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
I also really like the dichotomy between Gray, who's like, I gotta figure out who's like walking around not as themselves,
Yeah.
and Mortimer, who's like, I gotta eat. Yeah, I mean, Gray, you absolutely get a list of people who might not be themselves. I don't
Nice.
have names for all these
Right.
shitty, useless errors yet, but I will.
No. It's mostly for me to for the report. This individual, they were engaging in super heretical behavior. Willing or not, they were a part of this, and they will show up on this guy's a guest list.
Yeah, there's that, and it's like from this point forward, even if you don't do anything, you have to treat every action they take as compromised, possibly, and then either they need to nip this in the bud, or this can spread really bad. Really.
Building a case for future warrants.
Do we believe in those?
Huh?
I mean,
Or are all of our actions warranted?
so that'll be the session, everybody. Good night. All right, Max. I think you can rustle some jewelry and stuff pretty. Man, I don't even know how much money to give you for that. Like, I've never had a crew hit rich people before.
It's really the best plan.
Yeah, it turns out they have all the money.
Yeah.
I mean, there was Mr. Pigment.
I mean, he was an artist though. He wasn't super. Anyways.
Yeah, we didn't walk away with any of this stuff, really.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you have a stack of fungible goods. That I mean,
you loot the corpses.
yeah.
Good job.
They're not corpses.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, and then Gray cocks her gun.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying.
Better dead than hollow is what you're saying.
I mean, better cremated than hollow, I think, is how it goes.
Right. But no, I don't do that.
Yeah. Yes.
Nothing. I'm writing it down.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So Gray has her list of notable persons. Max has rustled together, one stack of loot. What is Harrington up to?
I'm still recovering to some degree, and there's like a basin of treated wine, right? And
it's actually not.
It's actually blood.
Yeah.
Like mostly blood.
The pretense is gone at this point, down here at least.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I am. See, so I don't know that I've been completely narked out by Mortimer. So I'm gonna try to surreptitiously refill my vials in the basin.
Sure.
With a bit of finesse, perhaps.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, do I notice?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Gray, what's my position?
Yeah.
I'm probably still pissed at you, so risky.
Risky?
I'm just gonna take a step back and.
What's my effect?
Limited.
Let Jordan take the wheel here.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 6 people.
So yeah.
I make it look like Grace is professional, and so I see what she's doing,
Right.
and I realize oh yeah, right, we're supposed to. This is our job. She's checking their faces so we can match them to the registers of the nobility, and yada yada yada. And so I go over to investigate the basin. Like, seems to be. What is this? I'm sniffing it, and I lean down and I do a little bit of like magician's misdirection, and I just take I have like the little like canvas roll up thing with all the vials in it, and I just dunk it into the thing with my other hand while I'm covering it with my body, and then bring it back out and like sort of palm it and like demon blood, definitely.
I was gonna say, as I'm investigating, you probably notice a pattern with how I'm doing it. Like I even have like perfect timing because I'm so practiced at it. And you like take advantage of one of those openings where I lift the hood with like my boot or something.
The barrel of your rifle.
Right.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I
nice.
use my pistols, but still,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like doing that, and
Right.
I take that moment to kind of go boop and switch it real quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I had considered the rifle, but it's like I didn't use it. I don't know if I just pull it out just to look at people.
Oh, I'm gonna oversell it even because I got that 6. I refill my vials, and then what you see me is I push the thing over so it like spills all over across the floor, and I'm like demon blood, that's the worst. Or
Yeah, I probably take it as you being so ashamed of your little slip up that Mortimer told me about that you're like, oh man, I can't believe I fell for this. And I'm like, okay, I guess he's redeeming himself a little bit.
I was gonna ask if you got any like if you had like a small vial and you're like, we should take this to the wardens to confirm or whatever. Like it's evidence.
Oh, that would be a more professional behavior,
Okay.
right? Because we need to show them some. Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
I think I had that big cup I drank out of. Like that should probably have some in it. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't chug it.
No, you're totally right. But I think Harrington kind of slips up. He fills he has like 6 vials, and he fills them, and then he takes one of them out of his little thing, and he squirrels that away. But then he's like, let's take this back. And like, why does he have a little vial for demon blood? Like he doesn't think think it through, He's just like, I got evidence.
Yeah. Maybe I take that one from you because it's the one that we are gonna give them, and I think that's the only one you have.
Right. You're taking my drug away. Like I'll
I look at him still somewhat skeptically, but like less pissed than I was like a couple minutes ago.
And we still see like the movement in the eye of like the blood because you're still like a little high, right?
I have the paranoia phase now where I'm like, can they tell? Can they tell I'm high? I feel like everyone knows. I'm high right now.
Yeah. So I think Orland's gonna get that empty vial of trans powder came in and just. No, it's already dumped over. I was gonna say she can hand it to
use what's in the cup.
Yeah. Or I mean, we've got some already.
Oh yeah, no, I think she wasn't super angry at that first taste.
Oh.
Oh jeez.
Good.
No.
Oh boy. Yeah. Welcome aboard.
Sometime later, Max and Gray just look at each other like.
The sad thing is the methadone for Leviathan blood is looking more and more likely. Gotta put that on the list.
Start a long-term project.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need it.
There's just the call of the Devil's Mermaid.
I really wish we had like the licensing to use "Have a Cigar" by Pink Floyd right now, but
yes.
All right, let's jump to
yeah. Well, I think what Mort's going to say is, does anybody have a watch? You know what time it is?
You definitely stole a watch.
At 7:45, dinner will be served. Dessert will be served, and I think about 5 minutes after that is when we should leave. That should be enough time.
Do we need to eat dessert to
No.
play it off?
No.
What did you put?
Not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, look, no, game face. We're on the same team. What's in there?
Max, what did you do?
I just made sure there'd be a distraction so we could leave.
Okay.
I want to use command on Max.
I mean, like, is there even an obstacle, Max?
So I may go to coated the tarts in some drowning powder, but no one
Okay.
should get enough of a dose. It'll be fine. It'll just be a distraction.
Gray, I'm going to need you to be ready to maybe carry me out of here. But in order to sell this, so we can make a clean exit and not be suspicious, I'm going to eat one.
Well, hold on a sec. I have more drowning powder.
Yeah, but I want to at least get a tart out of it.
They did look like good tarts.
You all, I figure, wouldn't be allowed to eat the fancy dessert. I would be expected to because that's usually the most the most expensive part of the meal, and most time goes into it.
Don't know that they're gonna serve dessert with the host being unconscious and hogtied.
They didn't realize he had left.
Yeah, because I think the dessert thing is going to go ahead, because like they're not going to want to stop things to draw attention to the fact that people are down here being hollowed out.
Right.
They're also like, I mean, functionally, no one knows you're down here. Like, it's not like a waiter's coming by with tarts in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so we can make. I was gonna say we can make a scene. Why don't you wait in here until you hear the commotion, and then maybe the hired help takes Lucian out, and then my bodyguard and I leave due to feeling ill.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So I mean, yeah,
Also,
like
I'm not.
I think like
entirely-
go ahead.
I'm not entirely sure we can open the door up top, but we'll find that out when we find that out.
So I'm imagining there's like we get the vaguely comical shot of like 4 heads pressed up against the door. And like maybe the 5th bottom head is like Lucian unconscious tied up with like a silk robe like gag. And yeah.
Well, I think he's in the middle just because like I'm carrying him on my back or something so that I can move him.
Accidentally bonk him against the door as we open it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like it's you all arrive and then there's like the first I mean, I don't even know if you can scream with drowning powder, but like there's a commotion because not everybody who's eating these things is screaming.
It's just like a bunch of silver clattering.
Yeah.
As people's arms are flailing.
Well, and like
coughing
banging
on
on the
Jeff?
table.
and like the not nobles, like the people who've been serving and everything, they start freaking out.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
someone
We hear
like
Cassie scream.
well, it's definitely like Cassie's one of the people who screams. I think you hear like Cassie yell like "Get the physiker" or something, right? Like
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of eating a tart, I just realized I could use Sway to like bluff. So I'm not gonna eat a freaking poison tart, and I'm
Yeah.
just instead I'm gonna maybe put my hand near my throat, and I'm gonna be like hitting Gray on the shoulder, not hard, but like to sell
Yeah.
it and be like, "Get me out of here! Get me out of here!"
I don't think you
Okay.
could anyway.
yeah, and I mean like the door opens. The wizard's
Okay.
unconscious. The spell is functionally inert.
Yeah. So we tried to leave?
Yes.
I mean, I guess there's a lot of that.
Yeah, like there's some panic up here. There's probably something to like, it's a prowl to like move through surreptitiously or something. Yeah. Or I mean, like you can try to like yell to like make room. Like I have to get.
Right.
Would that
No,
be
I'm
group
totally forcing
Ooh.
like a path apart.
Yeah, I don't know if we did a group action before. This would be a really good intro to Blades thing.
Oh, yeah. Sure,
I
what's that do?
am not going to lead it.
Are you sure?
Relatively, yes. It's not that I don't have faith in you all. It's I don't have faith in my.
I was just gonna like bark an order, like you're gonna let me through. I'm gonna get her to a doctor. Like she is my charge. You are not standing between me and that.
Okay. You're a scary lady. You can yell at people. Definitely sounds like a command.
I was gonna offer to aid, but I can't.
I mean, you super
Well,
can.
I mean, Harrington could probably
Yeah.
assist or something. Like he's the footman that probably
Yeah.
drove the carriage. So I probably hoisted, like, have her
Oh.
leaning on him or something.
Well, and can you only do one assist, or is it?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
'Cause,
so
like,
but yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Jonathan.
the other idea was just someone go bring the carriage around.
Mhm.
We have to immediately get them to their physiker,
Right.
that kind of thing.
So the question here is Gray like commanding, and that's how we are getting out of here, and that covers for the rest of us, or are we doing a group action where we all have to, everyone who's escaping has to roll?
This sounds more like the group action.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know how the rest of them are commanding, though.
I mean, yeah, that's actually a good point.
Not really, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking it's a solo action.
Okay. So it's like
So I'm going to command Harrington to fetch the carriage. Max is carrying, another member of our party, I guess, and
Yep.
I have Hook leaning on me, and
Okay.
I am
Don't look
a
too
very
close.
pissed bodyguard.
Would the other three of us maybe do a group sway for selling
I
the
don't
rest
know
of
that's
it?
necessary. Like, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
the assist to the command. Like, you're not trying to really be convincing. I'm just,
Yeah, you're just get the hell out of the way. I don't care
Yeah.
what you think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're dealing with the obstacle,
yeah.
mhm,
and we can help you, but we're not
right.
dealing with it. You're dealing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
Position?
sense.
This probably risky. This doesn't seem. I don't think it's desperate for Gray. I don't think the consequences are that
No.
dire.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push myself for 2 stress.
Okay.
Unless you have a doubles bargain.
I mean,
Well, I'll assist. Do you have one assist coming in from somebody?
Oh,
Does-
right, that's right.
Does somebody see Lucy?
Yeah, either Mortar or me will help you.
I'm commanding Harrington to fetch the carriage because Max is carrying
Lucian.
Lucian.
Yeah.
I think the devil's bargain is someone sees Lucian, or like there's something set up. Like the Momors are rich, like
Right.
stupidly, hilariously rich. So there's like something on the front door for like a ward against dragging an unconscious Bowmore out.
I can take the stress. I have a really low stress track, so
Okay.
taking the assist from Harrington and 6.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably like security. Maybe like as I'm saying that, he tries to go, "Ma'am, but I can't let you do that." And I'd probably just say something, like stare at him and be like, "Piss off." That's none of my concern. My concern is her.
I think there's 2 people on the door. One of them is the guard who interposes, like the sentinel who interposes, and the other one is your friend Celine.
Okay.
And she kind of like does the hat tip sort of thing, like the up nod, like yeah, go.
So probably as I pass like the first guard and I just see Celine, I wink at her and then I like tap like a hat back, and then I march off with Hook pretending to lean on me,
Cool.
and waiting for the carriage.
All right. Do we want to do? Does Harrington want to do a dashing, daring escape in a carriage again?
Kind of, but I think Gray is eyeballing me, and
No burnouts in the parking lot.
I just I trot up very, very appropriately and let everyone get on board. And
Okay. I think there's gonna be I think someone catches a glimpse of Lucian, and we get the last sway to be like, oh no, this totally isn't him, or something.
Yeah.
You mean when I
Yeah, no,
left
that's-
him on the carriage floor?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait,
Maybe-
what are you doing with that? Because Coraline gets put in a seat or sits herself down.
Yep.
Maybe Hook does this sway but doesn't push herself.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to.
Or maybe she does.
It'd be hilarious if I passed out in the carriage as we drive away.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna I could use sway and between gasps I'll be like, it's Reginald. He's my friend. He came. He had a bunch of wine. I don't know what happened. Need to add him to the doctor.
Max will assist. It's hitting him harder than the other people. We gotta limb flat for his airway.
Max is good at this.
Mhm.
Is this risky?
Yeah.
And you said the makeup thing gives me a greater effect.
Mm-hmm.
Which, are we at great effect or just standard?
Great effect.
Sweet. And an extra die.
Mm-hmm.
6!
Nice.
I don't know why I put obstacles in your way anymore, honestly.
Yes.
So we look awesome overcoming them.
That's right.
Yeah. No, that's actually literally why. Yes. Yeah, I think like the makeup, like, because you mentioned like you use it to sort of accentuate your Tycherosi heritage, so that's what you've done to Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
Is you've made him look Tycherosi, like you've given him like maybe like a fake scale pattern or something up the side of the neck, or
yeah, little things that look like bumps, like horns that like trying to protrude through his head.
And
sharper nose.
And so it's not Reginald, it's cousin Reginald.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, oh god, get him out of here, like, yeah, go.
Yeah. Between gasps, I say diplomatic incident, and they're like, fucking go!
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as we ride away, you're like murmuring at the bottom of the carriage, diplomatic immunity.
Lucian sits bolts upright, and then through muffled rags, you hear it's been revoked.
Lightning bolt, yeah. Cool. That was a fun getaway.
We did it.
Yeah, another job well done.
Done, at least.
In White Crown, only one of you almost embraced trauma.
Only half a dozen hollowed out nobles back there. I'm sure it'll be fine.
That
Yeah.
was very close.
All right, so the crew earns 2 rep per score by default. If the target of the score is higher tier, take +1 rep per tier higher. Yes.
Yep.
I think they were just like I was treating them like as 1 tier higher than you,
Okay.
generally speaking, and a lot of that was negated. So yeah, so 3 rep.
Okay.
What kind of a score do we feel this was? Because we established before, like the ghost lure was a small score.
Espionage.
Well, all right, so this uncovered the fact that we have a Leviathan chained somewhere. That feels like a big, huge deal.
Yeah.
As well as exposing, your boyfriend there.
Like, I feel like a big part of our thing with the Spirit Wardens is we're supposed to act as informants, right? We have a lot of information about some very high up people and about a fucking Leviathan. So I feel like there's probably some commission there somewhere.
Yeah.
Also, we brought them the head of the spooky gang. Or a not the head, a conductor of spooky rituals to hollow out people to expand the spooky gang.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, is
So
he a
there's like-
ghost? Poke.
Or I mean, was he and has the reconciled?
Oh, because you shot him with yeah.
Or I mean, yeah, maybe the ghost was stunned and is still chilling inside of him. I don't know how electroplasm works. I'm not from Dustbowl.
You're no real scientist.
Where we're going, we don't need science. So yeah, what do we feel like this was?
I'd say like medium to big, maybe.
I think it was a big score.
Also, we got just like, or I guess Max got like just a ton of people's stuff.
Bag of swag.
So I mean, I think that might be a scene of like fencing that, because Harrington has underworld contacts, and we sort of flirted with this idea last time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm trying to think of what a major score would be, because that has to set like one end of the scale.
Yeah.
When we find the captured Leviathan and
Yeah.
I figure like the major score would be the Leviathan, or like somebody we definitely know is the head of some sort of operation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now we got maybe like a lieutenant or something, which
Right.
good, but it's not huge.
Yeah.
You have to learn this from someone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
watching you.
All right. After score, so 8 coin, I think feels appropriate here.
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Two each.
Plus, a duffel bag full of jewelry and watches.
Yeah, we can go meet my disreputable drug dealer friends
Yeah.
to take that off our hands.
I mean, they need new homes, right? Jewelry
Yeah.
this fine deserves to be worn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. After score conflict with an opponent, the crew take heat. Add +1 heat for high profile or well connected target. Yes.
Yeah.
None
Yes.
zero heat.
Add +1 if the situation happened on hostile turf. No. Add +1 if you're at war. No. Add +2 if killing was involved. I don't think so.
The only thing we killed
Yeah.
was the mood.
Ooh.
We successfully fucked up 2 adjacent parties.
Okay, so 6 heat for that pun. I
It was
don't
worth it.
I don't think so. I think like if a ghost doesn't just cram themselves into one of those nobles, they'll like get up incredibly hungover and
Yeah.
wander home and just like I don't think they're dead. They're just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're a
Max didn't
resource now.
accidentally fatally poison anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone dies, that sounds like the way it would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay, so yeah, no killing. Do we think this was smooth and quiet, contained, loud, or wild?
I mean, relatively contained.
I think
I mean-
contained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not like because of what we did, but because he was already setting up a cult meeting. And like
Yeah.
all the bad shit happened inside the cult meeting, so we're like, well, we don't give a shit if anyone knows down
Well,
there.
like there were brief
It's not
moments. Yeah, there were brief moments of
Yeah.
shit going down, and only one is attributable directly to us because Gray shot a dude in the fucking chest. So, luckily, well, wait, okay, so
The chemical
But is anyone
signatures.
gonna know that?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
The chemical
was gonna
signatures
say-
one plus Cassie's like not going to not talk to the cops.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because I was gonna say,
Mhm.
I think the whole thing, the ritual in the basement, is actually pretty well contained because everybody is either a captive or was completely stoned out of their minds.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Well, and like
Yeah.
we may never have existed in that room.
Well, and like a lot of that, I think is going to depend on how the people in that room decide to handle it. You know?
or the spirit wardens when they get a list of names.
Oh, well, that too.
Yes.
Do the cops find the room?
I mean, they're gonna rumble this place. Well, I think
Right,
they're
but-
gonna rumble it as best they can.
Yeah,
Right.
well, so we were in the thing and we had the door propped open, but when we left, I don't think we redid it. So that closed the door and sealed whatever the spell was.
No,
Does
no.
that
The spell was like when the door closes, it zots you
Behind
elsewhere.
them.
But when he opened it with the key, that was what broke the spell,
gotcha?
basically.
Okay, I thought we were going
Yeah.
down to
No, it wasn't a pocket
special
dimension.
basement. Okay,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
The other
yeah,
thing was a pocket
I
dimension.
think I wrote a report specifically so that they could
Yeah.
justify a warrant to search it more thoroughly.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like a spirit warden's gonna walk up to that door and be like, "Oh, one of these fucking things, eh?" And just like blow it open.
Yeah.
Wait, that's an option? Oh shit.
And so, just as a general rule, my style of DMing is explosive force will solve most problems. It just also comes with its own consequences. I figure you're playing a leech, so I should state these things explicitly.
I've been surprisingly non-exploding so far.
I mean, we've had one gunshot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't mark the heat down. Did someone else? No.
Wait, how much was it? I didn't.
3.
3. Okay.
Because
That's not
contained
bad.
and then the one from the...
Wait, did somebody else? Because I feel like
I just did now.
Okay, I was about to say I removed a bunch last time.
Yep. Yeah, you...
Which somebody else is gonna have to do because I need some drugs. I mean a nap,
Mhm.
alone time.
You probably remember we
A drug nap.
Well, I mean,
Tommy
it's not
needs
like you
her
have a
medicine.
boyfriend.
Oh,
True.
All right, let's roll 2d6. Keep the lowest for the.
Could be a drug friends with Harrington.
Hmm.
A 1. Gang trouble or questioning. Neat.
Somebody else go talk to the cops.
Can think of someone who might be questioned.
Yeah.
Yep.
It might be Lucian again. Or one of the gangs which you don't have. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I minimized that handout. There it is. And then, yeah, we're into downtime.
Awesome.
So, it sounds like Coraline knows what she would like to do.
Yeah. Okay. So
Actually, do we want to, because it's midnight Eastern, do we
Yeah.
want to end here and then just start the next session with downtime?
that's totally fine by me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
yeah, fun.
All right. So we have been that D&D podcast. We'll be back again next Monday with Candles in the Dark. I don't recall. Have we got you for 3 or 4 sessions, John?
I think it's 4.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next time won't be necessarily the thrilling conclusion unless we wrap things up with a nice, pretty
Yeah.
bow. So yeah, join us next Monday for session 3 of Candles in the Dark.
We forgot to do gang and character.
Oh yeah. We can do end of
Yeah.
session stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's good catch. All right, Harrington. You addressed a challenge with stealth or evasion.
Kinda. Yeah. Did some pickpocketing and some well, I evaded Mortimer.
You evaded 2 party members.
Didn't really mean to, but no, I think I think I might take 2 for this because it was very consequential. Like the blood and the pickpocketing and attuning to the blood and finding out about the Leviathan. Like
Yep.
it wasn't like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
stealth thing was super important. It was the like consequences were really big. So
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, and I mean, like, also
Like
the misdirection and filling up your blood vials too, right? Like that's
Mhm.
that's either stealth or evasion. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, you absolutely earn
Yeah.
2 for that. Expressed
Cool.
your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I think my background came up because of the Leviathan hunting. And I think I'm gonna take 1 for issues with my vice in this session. I think
Yes.
that definitely.
Name one time. Can't.
I mean, I guess I
Yeah.
could take 2 maybe. It was kind of
Yeah.
extreme.
Pivotal.
Yes.
So.
You also stole it again at the risk of Gray's wrath.
Oh right, yeah. That's a good point. All right, I'll take 2 for that. That gives me a playbook advancement.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Nice.
I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
All right. Beatrix,
Hello.
you addressed a challenge with tracking or violence.
I was pretty violent, yeah.
Yep.
I was getting ready to track Harrington. Other than that, I mean, like, I just followed after Lucian.
Yeah, and I mean, it almost feels like you might benefit from like the cutters
Yeah, no, I was thinking
XP triggers
telling-
instead of
coercion. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of my face.
yeah.
Yeah, you can totally switch to those if you want to.
I mean, I'm definitely down for that. So if you want to be coercion or violence,
I'm an elegant cutter.
you're
You're
the
a
finesse
cow.
cutter,
Yes.
the dex cutter. Yeah. Okay.
I definitely played up to that.
Yes. So just type that over there for you. Coercion or violence. So yeah, I think you get that.
Okay.
Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Always be prepared. And like we have a job. We have to make sure that that's done. There's some benefits. Try to keep some of my group members in line.
Try being the operative word there.
No,
Yes.
I definitely say you hit a bunch of like character notes with Gray.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That gets me a playbook advancement.
Nice.
I'll have to think next week for what I'm gonna pick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if this was like a shooting thing, tough as nails is one of the best abilities in the game.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I'll decide later.
Yep. Cool. And I don't know if you struggled with issues from your vice or trauma.
No, I did not.
Coraline.
Hi.
Addressed a challenge with deception or influence.
Yes, we got him out using deception. I mean, the whole thing was based around a deception thing of my creation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think 2 there.
Mm-hmm. Beliefs, drives, heritage, background.
I think I can get 2 just off of the heritage. You know, I was new and exotic, and I used not only that to make myself, you know, interesting in the ball. I also used it to help make up the guy when we snuck him out, and also sell our cover to get him out, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
That's like a good for the people watching at home. That type of XP right there is like a nice like gift to the GM, right? You're like, yes, I'm prominent, I am noticeable, I'm a Taikarosi, like I'm getting XP for this, and I'm like giving you all these hooks in exchange.
How come every time a Taikarosi comes to a manor, some shit goes down and goes missing?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Especially one with goat eyes and frills.
Take the XP because you're gonna need it.
I'm honestly, another thing is, I'm honestly kind of surprised you didn't go for the trauma, just because that is another good way to just start getting XP of like leaning the hell into the trauma.
Yeah. Rolled a 6 though. Yeah.
I was willing to take the trauma if that got anything less than like a 6, and then nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't think I had issues from my vice yet.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, because I mean, my vice is stupor, and then I drank demon blood, and now I'm already trying to steal more.
Yeah.
No, now I'm already successfully stealing more.
So did you actually bottle some up? And I mean, and then follow up is, did Gray let you keep it? And Jordan puts her.
I took some, and I think I don't think she told Harrington or anything about it, but I think one day she's gonna show up and like real casually just to have a little vial and kind of shake it and be like, hey, you wanna like hang out or something?
You wanna get high? I mean, let's do the XP when we cross that bridge, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know that you've struggled with it yet.
That's fine. I'm 1 away from advancement, which is why I was pushing. That's fine.
I mean, you can train. There's downtime next session.
Thing. I can't. I don't have the actions for it.
You can spend coin or rep.
I can. Yes, we're good. Never mind.
All right, Mortimer, you addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem.
Yes and yes. There are a couple of them there. Actually, one of them was both. Then I worked as a detox guy, apparently.
Yep.
I feel like there's at least one more, and I don't remember what it was.
I mean, it's 1 or 2, and I definitely feel like all of you got the 2 for your things. So.
Yeah. Okay. What's next?
Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
A little bit. Again, the servant thing came up a bit. And then belief-wise, I got to work on it a little bit more. But I've decided that Mortimer thinks that most toffs are just barely people and not worthy of consideration.
Okay.
For the reason I was willing to completely poison a room full of them or steal all their shit, it was just like, I don't give a shit about them.
Well, is it like? Because so I mean,
they're bastards.
In the first session, you mentioned like your dad said, like, you know, don't let the rich people poison you against us or something. So like that might be a direction you push this in, is like, I learned class warfare from my dad.
I thought he said don't hurt anyone.
Oh, no, don't stoop to their level.
Well, and the other thing is you don't harm your other servants.
Yeah.
It's you against the toffs, okay? So like because the whole thing was whether I planted bliss powder on the one butler dude, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, no, because he's just a working dude.
Yeah.
No reason to do that.
Okay.
If he were a noble dude and it would fuck him up, I probably would have done it because fuck you.
But they're
Yeah.
immune to the law anyways.
Still,
Yeah.
more headaches I can cause them, the better.
Mhm.
And then the last one, I put one for that. And then what was
Struggled with
Vice.
issues from your vice or trauma.
definitely didn't struggle with it. Again, that was part of the reason I stole all the shit that was fancy. But at the same time, that was
Yeah, it's payment.
thank you.
You're getting paid for that.
That's not struggle.
It might be struggle again next session when, Harrington goes to pawn some of this stuff and it's like, oh, weird, those 9 people were all picked up by the magic cops.
Weird. Well, like,
what a weird coincidence.
I think I'm definitely gonna take at least one item in there that catches my eye of like a fancy piece of jewelry or something and keep it.
Okay.
Just because I think, well, and even though it's a horrible idea,
Yeah.
Super bad.
It could be the pocket watch.
Almost as bad as leaving
Wear it on a
ledger in your
chain.
jacket.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you can
Yep.
hide it inside your vest. Oh, I'm totally doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, you kept asking about time earlier. It makes sense that you went after a really nice
That
looking
was because
watch.
I wanted to segue into the dessert thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeping stolen property is almost as bad as leaving a ledger in your jacket.
So many people are breaking Stringer Bell's rule. All right. For the crew, execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like the job was at least one of those things.
Yes.
Possibly all 3 of those things.
Yeah. We stole
Yeah.
a person.
We did.
Can we? Yes. Yes.
So yeah, definitely one for that. Contend with challenges above your current station.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that.
Everything's above our current station.
I feel like the party was above our station, and then the cult crap downstairs was like
Yeah.
way above what we were planning.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think there's 2 here. At least, like, there's definitely 2 XP here because also the whole like Leviathan trapped somewhere thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's way above.
Mm-hmm.
I marked 2 for that one.
Yeah. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one, and the reputation is ambitious and reckless.
Really? I
mean,
thought you were gonna say like classist.
We're getting there.
I mean, waltz into
Yeah?
party, walk out with host.
Poison everybody there.
Beat the rich.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
shoot someone in the middle of a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Eat the ritual.
That might
That's
be,
gonna be the title.
that's a strong. It's either that or spooky doings. Like those are both
Yeah,
pretty good.
those
I
are both
think.
good.
All right, so yeah, you definitely get one for that. So that's
All right. That gives us crew advance.
yeah.
Bum, ba, ba.
I was just gonna
And-
go type that, and someone already did. So
I'm already there.
yeah, and express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only one of us is a druggie and is trying to hide it from the rest of the team, and one of us is trying to keep things cool with her boyfriend, who another one shot in the chest, and that seems like a thing to deal with at some point.
One of us is a narc who narcs on his friends by narking.
We're all
Narkishly.
The best part is,
They're
I'm
at
pretty
each
certain
other.
Mortimer has no idea that he did that. He was just panicking talking to Gray.
Kind
It
of-
seems like it might be a twofer.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty conflicted about half the crew. Oh yeah, yes, I will happily take some of your drugs.
Like explicitly evil drugs.
I mean, drugs are expensive. It's too you can't turn this down.
That's right.
All right. So this is actually the time where I say thanks for coming and hanging out, everybody. This was a lot of fun, as you can probably tell by that laughter that just occurred. We've been that D&D podcast. That way, too, has been our very special guest, John Harper. whose name is on the cover of the book Blades in the Dark. And yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out. This has been a lot of fun, and I will see you all next Monday.
Sounds good.
Night.
Bye.
I just poked myself in the eye.